From the Schmoes No Network Studios, live from Los Angeles, California, it is the Schmoes No Movie Show. Tonight, a review of Alicia's journey to Sundance, Upham's Corner, and the return of Katee Sackhoff. And now here's your hosts, Christian Arloff, Mark Ellis, and Alicia Malone.
Woo! Hello, Schmoeville. Oh my God, I actually have my crew back. Where the hell was everybody? You got Ellis back, you got Alicia Malone back, and holy shit, the queen of Schmoeville is back, Katee Sackhoff.
I don't even know how that happened. Like, where the fuck did I go?
I don't know where you went. We're going to find that out, though. We'll find out where the fuck you went. Before that, we talked about, right off the air, we were talking about Katie's nipple and Riddick. We'll talk about that a little later. But
Singular nipple.
Singular nipple.
It's classy if you just show one. It's classy. If you show two, you're a whore and go back to school.
Oh my goodness, so much cool stuff. And who do we have back? The lovely Big Red Alicia Malone.
So good to be back.
Oh, it's so good to have you back. Happy birthday to the wild man sitting there tweeting his balls off. I can't believe he's actually sober. And well, we don't know if you're sober. We don't know if you're sober.
He doesn't look. I got to be honest with you. I went out last night. Josh had a karaoke birthday party last night. Okay, and he partied. He danced the night away. I went home early like a good boy. Yeah. Josh does not look good today. He doesn't. You don't have a good color.
He looks like John Rambo in First Blood with that jacket.
He had a sweat towel last night. He was going for it.
He's a little pale. Well, it's good for me to be back too.
Yes,
I'm glad to be joining you again. I'm always heartbroken when I can't be live on the show Thursday.
Right.
It wasn't quite as much the case because I was in Portland last week and I made it to Portland Comic Con.
It was like 2012 all over again.
It was so cool because I got to meet a lot of Schmo fans. I didn't know that there was a Comic Con in Portland. I was doing stand-up up there. I stumbled into Comic Con, right?
Yeah.
Wizard World. It's comic book stuff.
Come on.
And I'm meeting people. They're fans of Schmoes. They're coming up. They're like, hey, yeah, we missed you on the live show. What the hell?
Wait a minute. And what happened on the way back?
On the way back.
At the airport.
At the airport.
Yeah.
You want to know fly list?
He should be after this one. Listen to this.
No,
this is great.
No, there was a fan, a very nice fan that I don't check bags. So when I land in the airport, man, I get my rollaway and I go down the escalator and I'm about to get out to my car, right? But before I get to my car, I get a little tinge. I get a little knock on the door. And I'm like, all right, let me go relax. So I go into the bathroom. Right before I go into the bathroom, there's a gentleman that looks at me and he kind of like does a double take. Like
maybe you got to go, dude, right?
No, maybe recognize me. Maybe just like, oh, look at that ugly dude. Maybe he's like, man, that's a handsome guy.
Does he recognize the flop sweat?
So, the pre-sweat, as we call it. So I go in there. I'm playing words with friends. I'm sending text messages. I'm having a ball, right? Just doing all sorts of things. I'm getting work done.
Yippee! Getting shit done.
Literally.
Sometimes you're in there and you're just hanging out. You just, you have a tea, you have an espresso, and
Do you
then
ever cover the camera just in case someone hacks your phone and they see I do that all the time. Yeah.
Really?
I don't think he has to worry about it as much as you do.
Anyway.
No, I was taking selfies, sending them to Katie. She liked them.
It was really weird.
So it's a good 20 minutes in there because I'm just relaxing. So I get out. The guy's still there, and this girl next to him comes up to me. She's like, "Excuse me, are you Mark Ellis from Schmoes and AMC Movie Talk? Because my boyfriend's a huge fan of yours." And I'm like, "Yeah, hey." So I say hi to him. His name's Richard. Hi, Richard. I was taking a crap. Sorry, can get to you earlier.
Waiting.
But they were waiting for you to take a crap, which was nice.
It didn't hit me until I was already driving home. I'm like, they were just standing outside the bathroom waiting for Ellis.
How long does this take it?
They're like, what the hell does this TV internet personality take?
Honey, don't go to Chipotle.
I have a question about that's about bathrooms.
Yeah.
Is it true that men don't wash their hands after they go to the bathroom because they wash them before?
That's not true. Although my favorite part,
both before and after.
My favorite part was George Carlin's joke was the best. Where he's just like, you know when I wash my hands after I shit on them. That was the best.
There's an old military joke that my dad used to tell me. There's an Air Force guy and there's a Coast Guard guy, right? And the Air Force guy doesn't wash his hands afterwards, and the Coast Guard guy says, oh, in the Coast Guard they teach us to wash our hands after we pee, and the Air Force guy says, in the Air Force they teach us not to piss on our hands.
Very nice. Very nice.
I respect all. I didn't write the fucker.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Well done. Yeah, we actually are live, and it's really, Katee, it's a pleasure to have you back at Schmoeville. Last time you were here, it was the ultimate Schmoedown against Ken Napzok in a nail biter.
I think this is why I didn't come back.
Because it was a nail. What was it? Alyssa Milano was the.
Yeah, I can't believe we got that.
Yeah,
I pulled that out of my ass.
Yeah, well, it's funny because then you were supposed to do the after hour show, which a lot of people didn't know, and then we did it. Ken, would you tell Katee what your closing line of the after hour show was? Katie, I want to see Katie's reaction.
Did you make fun of me?
Oh,
No.
Yes.
You haven't met Drunk Ken yet. You might like him.
Yeah.
I think I closed the show with, I'm so good at oral sex, I once turned a woman into a squirter.
Yes, that was it. That was the end of the.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
That's really good.
Drop the mic.
But
I like that.
why are we bringing that up?
Yeah, why are we bringing that up?
Because I wanted to see, just to show Katie what she was missing at the after hour show. That's where it went down.
amazing. I told someone the other day that I was an 8th lesbian from here up.
Oh.
So it's like,
I get that. Yeah, you got kind of a RAV4 vibe about you from
But like on
here.
other women too. Like it doesn't go.
RAV4.
It doesn't,
Wow.
doesn't go.
Below.
It doesn't go down here.
I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, that's not, you're good.
We
You
knew that.
do look like a softball coach right
You
now, so it's
do.
good.
You're a very pale lesbian.
Yeah.
You don't look good. You don't look. Get some vitamin C, dog.
I think you look fine. I think
You look good.
You look
I don't know.
you look like Mark Ellis before he took a shit. You know, you really got to
Really
relax.
nice.
I hate you.
Yeah. Hey, JT, there's a thing that Makuga has on his head when he talks. It's a microphone. You gotta switch that on, and then when you turn that on, we can hear
now
what
it's
saying.
on.
There it is.
No, it's not. Wrong one.
You know what's
Depends
fun
on
is
Riley.
that the last time Katie was here, this podcast was about movies. You guys,
Yeah, that's true. It's a good,
Good
Now it's about
times.
squirting and shitting.
Welcome to the Schmoes No Shitting and Squirting Show. With
Throw
your
it to
host,
Ken.
Upham.
Throw it to Ken. Class this up.
All right, Katie comes back and all hell breaks loose.
The other day.
Uh-oh, we'll get into that later. All right, so what we're going to do, like always, we're going to talk about the news. And Ken Knapsack will go over the movie news. We will discuss it briefly. Then I want to talk to Katie about what the hell you've been up to. We haven't seen you in a while, and let's talk some shit.
I can save you time. Nothing.
I don't buy it. Knapsack, hit it.
I'm Ken Knapsack, and these are your Schmoes Know headlines brought to you by schmoesknow.com, your source for movie news, reviews, and clues. Lots and lots and lots of news this week, and some of it isn't just a rumor posted by a blogger on his lunch break at Starbucks. So, you know, a lot of the news is that every week. Here we go. The week started with Emma Watson, who has grown from the precocious wizard in training Hermione Granger to the elegant, well-spoken woman behind the hashtag #HeForShe gender equality conversation, proclaiming on her Facebook page that she is officially signed on to portray Belle in Disney's live-action retelling of Beauty and the Beast, or as it's known in my house, the movie that tricks me into thinking I can date. Watson was previously attached to the movie Beauty, which was to be Warner Brothers' version of the story, as directed by Guillermo del Toro, or as JTE calls him, Willie the Bull.
Oh, wow.
According to the Wrap, Disney received permission from Warner Brothers to court Watson as their head coach after their project hit a snag. Watson is over the moon with excitement to take on the role, and her comments about singing lessons make it seem as though this will definitely be a musical in the vein of the classic Disney animated version. So, an entire new generation of young parents will grow tired of their 6-year-old belting out "Be Our Guest" while they try to sneak in a quick married handjob in the shower. No word on any actors in line to play the Beast, but producers are looking for someone with a, quote, Josh Makuga-like body hair. With a simple tweet on Tuesday, director Paul Feig sent the world into a tizzy by finally revealing who will be the next generation of Ghostbusters. After months of rumors, speculation, and flat-out guessing, Feig released 4 pictures of the actresses in a tweet, and Variety soon confirmed that, as someone expected, Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy are in negotiations to star in Sony's long-gestating reboot. But the wild card additions that would not have won any bets at Vegas casinos are Saturday Night Live players Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones. McKinnon, the first openly gay female cast member of the show, has been quietly building her reputation as a backbone performer there since 2012, while Jones, a veteran stand-up comic who Mark Ellis probably owes money to, has brought a sharp, dangerously fun intensity with her to 30 Rock that has been missing from the show, dare I say it, since Aykroyd and Belushi. Of course, the fact that all the soon-to-be Ghostbusters are female has once again ruffled the sweatpants of the men of the world that like their women in the kitchen because they're too dumb to even know how to poke holes in the plastic of the Hungry Man TV dinners. And they need a woman to do it. Don't worry, fellas. Poke generally, cook for 5 minutes, and the rest of society will wait for you to join us. Ivan Reitman is producing the film and is eyeing the film is eyeing a summer 2016 release and has Dan Aykroyd's full family blessing. The first teaser trailer for Josh Trank's Fantastic Four movie has hit the airwaves, and from a quick glance, if you were confused by Interstellar, then don't worry about this one. Go rent The Phantom. The 2-minute clip set a dark, ominous, and even scientific-based tone and looks to be a radically different version from any previous film versions of the classic superheroes. Translation, thanks for playing Jessica Alba, but not this time. The movie will hit theaters on August 7th of this busy summer movie season. Ava DuVernay and David Oyelowo may not be good enough for the Academy voters, but they're good enough for each other. Following their inspiring work on Selma, the writer, director, and actor are set to re-team on a murder mystery love story set during the 2005 Hurricane Katrina catastrophe. Well, that sounds like a weird superhero movie. DuVernay and Oyelowo are a winning team, having also worked together on the 2012 Sundance Film Festival Darling, Middle of Nowhere. No release date has been set, but just in case, screeners of the project will be mailed out to the Academy of voters now.
Yeah.
About a Boy and Cinderella writer Chris Weitz has been selected to pick up where Gary Whitta left off in the Star Wars standalone movie set to be directed by Gareth Edwards. Weitz now has a monumental task of pleasing 45-year-old white men who swear they know Boba Fett's character choices better than you do, Weitz. The film begins shooting later this year, just after they decide what colored lightsabers they want to use. Speaking of Star Wars, it appears The Force Awakens has scared Tom Cruise as Paramount Pictures announced that Mission Impossible 5, or MI5 as it's called, the people believe in marketing hype, will no longer be released on Christmas Day of this year, 1 week after the Star Wars Episode 7 behemoth, and will instead hit theaters on July 31st of this year. Now, of course, Paramount is not saying the real reason behind the move, and it could very well be that they just want to capture some of the Guardians of the Galaxy late summer blockbuster type money. Or being on the dark side of the Force doesn't seem like a good business plan. Or Tom Cruise has received word on an impending Thetan alien invasion set to take place this December, and he wants one last go as a big-time summer movie star. Regardless, the movie is now 5 months closer to your face. Rumor mill time. We're almost 1 year away from Independence Day 2, finally answering the question of what happens after Randy Quaid gets revenge on aliens for anal probing him. Also will be a sequel to the movie. The two items are not related. There's no Will Smith in this project, but we got ourselves a Bill Pullman, and now, possibly, a Hemsworth. According to The Wrap, the team behind the sequel titled ID Forever are eyeing Liam Hemsworth for a key role in the movie, possibly join the previously rumored Michael B. Jordan. 20th Century Fox has yet to officially comment. They'll just wait to be hacked. Roland Emmerich will be in the director's chair for this one with a June 24, 2016 release date in mind, with or without any actors actually cast. Once again, rumors are swirling around the Indiana Jones franchise as Deadline reported this week that Disney is looking to reboot the franchise because, it's not iconic or anything. And Chris Pratt is their first-round draft pick choice to don the famous fedora. Man, is Pratt glad he got in shape or what? Deadline cautions that this is very much a well-informed rumor, so there's still time for me to drop 20 pounds and not cry when I use a whip. And finally, Hasbro has apparently filed trademark documents that would indicate that they are planning on making a GoBots movie. Good luck with that. For those not familiar with GoBots, they were the 1980s lesser version of the Transformers, and it's what your parents bought you for Christmas when they hated you. I'm Ken Napsucker. Those are your Schmoes headlines.
Nice job, Kenny. A lot of great stuff tonight. Willie the Bull should be trending everywhere. Oh, man. Leanne, will you please make a Willie the Bull picture? That's so good.
Willie the Bull's an all-timer.
Willie the Bull should be a T-shirt.
Anytime Ken has to pause before he gets to the next story, because Ken's one of those, rapid-fire kind of guys. He likes throwing a quick clip at you. So when he has to stop because we're laughing so hard, that's a good sign.
Katie, I want to get your take on this, because I know we've talked about it a couple times, the female Ghostbusters. Yeah. I don't know overall what your feelings are on the female Ghostbusters in general, and now with this cast. Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it was a great idea. I don't think that you can make a movie that's, in my opinion, so iconic with such a brilliant cast the first go around, not change it up to such an extent that people can't make comparisons. And then they cast it beautifully. There's not one thing that I have to say about it. Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones doesn't work though.
We'll get into that. I promise. But
I want to see Katee Sackhoff as Indiana Jones. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
But I think it's beautiful casting, and I think that they did a really good job.
You like these girls that they have?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Not only do I like the girl, but just the premise overall, I think it's the best way to do Ghostbusters. If you want to keep making Ghostbusters movies, you got to get rid of the original universe that we had. I love those movies. The first one, I think, is the greatest comic performance I've ever seen with Bill Murray. Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't think that, and it's not just a matter of following it. It's so hard to sync that up with. It's like you've had 2 huge incidents in New York with ghosts, and now we got to do a third one a generation later. It just feels like it's going to be too hard to do. So rebooting it is the right play.
What about the cast?
With this cast, I mean, we already knew Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy were probably going to be in the mix. Leslie Jones, who I'm a huge fan of, I'm buddies with her. She's one of the funniest comics I've ever.
We used to
worked
do
with.
that show Reels, the top 10 show on Reels, and she used to do it with us all the time.
That's
as well,
right.
too.
Yeah.
is she?
Yeah. We've been on the road together, and she's just a joy. She's a great human being, and I don't watch a lot of SNL, so I don't know a lot of her from that. But when she's popped up in movies, like when she popped up in Top 5,
Yeah, Top
Chris
5,
Rock's
yeah.
movie, she is going to steal this entire movie, in my opinion.
And Kate McKinnon, I love her.
Yeah,
she's
Alicia-
really
I
funny.
agree with you.
Before, I want to get Alicia's take on this for sure too, but this is also, you guys have been chatting on YouTube and having your thoughts there. Make sure you also go, if you're not on Facebook, go to the Schmoeville group. It's Schmoeville exclamation point. Come on. Oh my God! You one day you blow it.
Sorry.
Schmoeville exclamation point. Join there. It's like they post like 3,500 all hardcore Schmoeville fans, and get in the chat there. And of course on Twitter #SchmoesKnow and be part of the conversation. Alicia, so what are you? Same thing. What are your overall thoughts on the? We know how you feel about the actual idea of it. But what about the cast?
I know the cast is really good. I still wish that they would just make an original movie with these 4 girls and not call it Ghostbusters. Call it something completely different, because it is different from the originals. But if they have to, great cast, because these 4 girls are really funny, diverse cast as well. I just get sick of people saying like, well, when are they going to cast a man? It's like, of course they will. These are just the leads.
But wait a minute,
Every other film.
Well, let's not. I mean, so let me just to play devil's advocate. So what's the difference then between that and the Star Wars thing?
Well, yeah, I agree. There's not much difference.
Well,
in
no,
that.
it's also
but the
that
thing is,
it
shouldn't make headlines
always...
that it's a female cast. It should hopefully eventually just be a casting announcement.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
because they're you look at it from the perspective of them being the minority. So you expect all dudes,
Yeah.
right? And then anybody else
If it
would
was
be
4 dudes, no one would mention it.
Slimer's
because
a
it's 4
dude.
girls.
As long as Slimer better make an appearance, though. Here's what
Yeah.
I'll say about Ghostbusters. It's an entirely different universe. I think there's still plenty of room to have a Dan Aykroyd cameo. Or
Well, they're
Ernie
still talking
Hudson
about
or
Bill Murray. They want
Murray.
to play the villain. For me, I love my favorite cast. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that Leslie got cast, and I
Yeah.
think she should get
She's
more.
great.
And she was great in Top 5 too, by the way. But for me, it's Kate McKinnon. This is a
She's
woman.
so
She's
funny.
the only standout on that Saturday Night Live right now. She's the only
Justin Bieber, she's so good.
and Ellen, and you watch her like my wife and I when we turn that on. It's hard to get through it a lot of times, but then she pops on. She's just a breath of fresh air.
Is the
every
show
time.
just not good now?
It's not that
It's
good.
not
It's
that
gotten
bad.
better this season, but it's still pretty bad. But she is the star. Yeah, McCougar got something?
Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
Is this on?
Yeah, it's on.
Leslie Jones and Kate McKinnon have reinvigorated that show this year.
There's more. There's definitely
Without a doubt.
more juice to it for sure.
Yeah.
And to have those girls in there, like we said, it's pretty. You could have bet that pretty easily that Melissa McCarthy and
I mean,
those two would be in there. And because of the
and
relationship they have.
hopefully Melissa McCarthy will play something different, because
Yeah.
I feel like she does the same thing every time.
I think
but
that movie's going to
she's
be.
funny.
I think it's a comedy to beat next summer. I think
All right.
it's going to be
Well,
hysterical.
Yeah.
We'll see.
too.
We'll see. All right, moving on here. Now, Katie, I got to ask you, just because it's been a long time since we've asked you, if anything, and the fans have been screaming for me to ask you, anything new with the Miss Marvel situation?
Nothing new.
Nothing new. What has gone on? I mean, because
Are you working out? Are you staying in the gym?
No, well, I just found out today that I have cartilage issues with my knees, and
Aw.
so getting old sucks.
Cartilage issues?
Yeah.
What are you, a
So-
running back?
Yeah,
Come on.
basically. I feel like I have been over the years, but no. So I actually haven't been working out. So
Oh,
Well, you look good.
there you go.
Thanks.
Actually,
Very
I
nice.
say you look pretty and you smell fantastic.
Nice.
It's a new
Nice.
set. She's not wearing classless horror anymore.
Oh,
She's wearing
no?
another perfume.
moved on. All right.
Fantastic.
Well, because we haven't spoken really since because we didn't really talk much during the Schmoedown. It's like
Yeah.
when we went to, because we haven't gotten your take on it. I don't know if you talked about it on other shows, but when the Marvel announcement came down and then the Miss Marvel thing was announced, and I'm sure your Twitter went bananas, and I'm sure. Can you tell me anything like what's been as far as what you've heard, how the fans have been towards you with that? And
the fans have been amazing. You know, I feel like there's probably on the short list of who the fans want, I'm probably in the 5 that they're talking about. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that, I don't know what Marvel's going to do. Trying to guess what Marvel does never pays well because, I mean, they literally surprise you constantly.
Right, who saw Chadwick Boseman coming, right?
I mean, it's just the weirdest thing. You never know what they're going to do. So, they could cast a 15-year-old for all we know. I mean, who knows? You never know where they're going to pick up in the story and, what Ms. Marvel they're actually going to portray. So you just have no idea. I have no idea.
Well, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff now with, both Marvel, obviously, with their slate, and then DC now has this big shared universe as well, too. And I know that at one point you had expressed interest in Harley Quinn, that obviously, was cast with Suicide Squad. Yeah. But are there other things in DC that you would like to get a hold of, if possible? Have you talked to anybody over at DC? Like anything that you'd want to do over there?
No, I haven't. Truthfully, I don't really think about it that much.
Yeah.
I just
do your thing.
Read the scripts that come to me. And
would you like to be a superhero?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Depends.
I tend to. Once you do it, there's a box that you've been shoved into, and I've been in a box already.
And you have to commit
and
for
so
a long time.
I don't know if I want to do that. And
let me ask you this then, because so the superhero movies are one thing, like a Marvel movie, a DC movie, but now they're making a lot of Star Wars films again, Katie.
They are, yeah.
And you've been to outer space before.
Well, she's also been part of Star Wars too, in Clone Wars.
That's right. Clone Wars. Would that be something you're like, I'm chomping at the bit? That'd be a great role.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
You would do Star Wars. Okay,
absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
So how does it? I mean, for people who don't know how it works in our business, like, so let's say you're hearing about these spin-off movies now, because now you've played a Mandalorian before, right?
I have.
There's rumors that this next spin-off could be bounty hunter related. Let's say that you're like, I want in on that.
Yeah.
Do you get in touch with your agents? Do you wait? Like, how does that work? Like, let's say there's a role that you really want to go in on.
Yeah. I wish I had more control over it than that. It's just one of those things you kind of have to wait and see where they're going to go, and then hope the chips fall in your direction. Then you get the opportunity to actually fight for it, because 9 times out of 10 you don't. 9 times out of 10 they know who they're going to hire when they write it, and that's who gets the job.
And you always read these stories about like how Frodo got cast in Lord of the Rings, how Elijah Wood had to go out in the woods and he had his buddy make a movie. Right. So if you need somebody to make it, we got a whole crew here. We can make a badass Star Wars short starring Katee Sackhoff.
Yeah,
because we got some talent in the B team.
We do. We're talking about that as well.
Hashtag movie night.
Yeah.
that short. We'll talk about that short later, but I don't want to gush about it right now. But my God, that blew my mind.
Yeah, we'll talk about movie night.
Shut up.
Well, the two.
We only have you for a limited time.
Yeah, we only have you till 7 o'clock. So
I know. True story.
I know. Other things that you've been working on. What have you been doing? What have you been up to? What the hell has been going on since we last saw you?
Producing, really.
Oh, yeah?
Optioning books and writing scripts and have a romantic comedy that's ready to start shopping, and have some interest in one of the dramas that I've optioned, and in the process of
writing as well too.
No, I don't write, please.
Okay.
I did develop a series though, and I wrote out the treatment, and we're getting ready to hire a writer, so I'm partnering with a production company and getting ready to do that. So
now you got to meet a lot of these writers and see who you vibe with.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you sit down in a room and
mouth breathers. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm serious. You go to Panera, you sit down with them, and you're like, yeah, okay,
and you
this
want
is
them
my
to impress
treatment.
you. You're like, say something.
Say
anything smart, because the last 5 people didn't.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be exhausting. Is meeting with people
that are going to get your vision across.
That's what casting directors must feel like when actors come in. Like, please don't suck.
That's the way to do it now, isn't it? To create your own roles and stuff that you want to do.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm actually not in half of the things that I create. I just find projects that I'm interested in, and then there are strong women in every single one, but not necessarily for myself. So yeah, I don't know, just trying to create longevity. The thing about being a woman in this business is that you have to do that. You have to create your own stuff, and you have to kind of be your own champion, because it's a difficult business for women.
Especially a woman with cartilage issues.
That's true.
Right.
Is that a long run thing? Is producing is really like 20, 30, 40 years from now? You want to go out as a producer? What do you want? Like, how do you go out? Like, you're gonna die when you're 7 years old.
Well, when the bus hits me.
Yeah, right. But is that? I mean, because there's an evolution in everything you do. Like, so.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know.
Why are you asking me about it?
I just want to keep working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and if that's the way to do it, then yeah.
Okay. So I mean, producing obviously seems like you've got a hold on it. There's a lot of things that you want to do.
I think I got a knack for it.
Well, what do you want to? We got comedies, we got dramas. If someone gave you like $200 million and said,
I was gonna say a magic remote.
All right, the one that I used in our Project
Like the time
Almanac.
travel remote.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
if you did Genie, right, and it said I'm going to grant you whatever movie
Do I
you
get
want
to
to be
rub him?
in, you get to rub. No, you rub the lamp, you creep. You don't rub the genie.
So that would be my Disney movie.
That'd be the happiest genie. He's hanging out with the other genies. He's like, she didn't want to wish. She just rubbed one out with me. It was
She just
awesome.
read me. Squirted 3 times. It was great.
It's like Ken all over again. Look, Ken, you actually made Ken embarrassed. No, you're not embarrassed? All right.
I know what I can do.
You do?
We'll make sure that Katie's a part of the next After Hours show.
Yes.
And me, I Skyped
Definitely.
in on the first one, so I missed
You
some
have
of the
to be
frivolity.
here.
But yeah, it was a lot of maybe Katie and I will be in a hotel room from a different location.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll both
Wow,
Skype
you
in
set it
together.
up.
I think that
Can you
makes sense.
imagine?
That's very
I
nice.
can imagine. I have imagined.
You have imagined.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What do you think I was doing in the bathroom in the LA airport for 20 minutes?
By the way,
We would run into each other the
Daddy,
day before.
someone said you look like Rick Moranis and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids today, by the way.
Oh, yeah. This is my Dr. John Hammond. I'm inventing shit gear.
Yeah.
And Tough Mudder.
I did run into Katie's also been doing these Comic-Con like signings and stuff. So I was up in Portland. I had no idea there was a Wizard World Comic-Con convention. Then I find out and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking around the floor and I see that, oh, there's a picture of Katie and she's doing a signing in 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh, sweet, I'll just wait in line. And so, and
Did you wait in line?
He
Why
did.
don't
He
you
fucking
text
waited
her?
in line.
yeah.
Why don't you shoot her a text?
I didn't want to bother. I don't want to
He's a
be that
fan.
guy. Yeah.
No, I would.
Yeah, and then of course he gets up there and we're like hugging and I'm like, oh my god, and then I said, why'd you wait in line in front of everyone in line? Why'd you wait in line? That's so stupid.
Yeah, I believe I believe the term
Idiot would wait in line.
the term goober was thrown at me.
Yeah, nice.
But I felt like a dick because, and I didn't mean to embarrass you because as soon as like you know we give her a hug and then I take out my phone
Yeah.
and I do a selfie and then Katie looks at everybody else. She's like, this isn't a normal thing.
Yeah.
And like I forgot you can't take pictures. You guys have the
Yeah.
pictures there.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
it's a
Right.
weird thing. It's you know, I if you don't do conventions at all, the fans like crucify you. You know, I mean, like Patrick Stewart does conventions,
Right.
So it's like you have to. There's a happy medium to doing them too much,
Right.
And then doing like 2 or 3 of them a year.
You don't wanna be
staying
Lou
in contact
Ferrigno.
with the fans.
Yeah. Going to
Ferrigno was there.
everything.
He was there in Portland.
That's how he makes a lot of cash.
Listen,
too.
I know I have it on good authority that some of those guys like rake in tons of money, and that's when you get to a point and you're not working anymore, or you're not working as much, and you've come accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and you've got a house and kids in college, and you do what you got to do.
Right.
I'll tell you this though, Katie takes care of her fans because I was watching
I was
the ones
blowing all
in
of
front of
them.
me.
Yeah,
She
You work
literally
hard.
gave him a napkin and everything. Yeah,
It's a job. That
but
is a job.
but she really takes the time to personalize every meeting. She's saying, "Hi, how are you? Yeah, what part of the country are you from?" It's really cool to see somebody be that down to
And were
earth.
they all guys? In the
They were
line?
all dudes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You got a lot of hardcore fans. Look,
You got a lot
our
of
own
female fans as well,
Leanne
but I'm just
Licouter, she is a big fan, like a huge fan. That's how she found Leanne, who's like the Photoshop queen
Yeah.
of Schmoeville, the best. You see all the artwork, by the way. If you
She's so
haven't
good.
seen the artwork that we put on these, if you go to YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube and not live, you see the screenshot, all done by Leanne. The Star Wars design shirt that we'll talk about in a little bit, that Schmoes, done by Leanne. Leanne
She's
is
teacher of the year every year.
She's the best,
great. Yeah,
and
pretty
she
amazing.
had, and she's also the admin of that Schmoeville
Yeah.
group. She found us because she was such a hardcore fan of Katie. So and like she's always excited when
cool.
Katie comes back and
queen.
So yeah, there were a lot of girls, guys. I mean, it's so is it kind of crazy? Puppies? Is there really
writers.
Yeah, right. Aliens? Are there?
You read my script.
Do you find it a little? Is it still kind of? Because Battlestar now been gone for what 6-7 years or whatnot.
Yeah, like 8 years.
Yeah, so
6 years. Yeah.
Is it still is that because of like Blu-rays and DVDs? You think too that the audience is still kind of getting stronger and stronger?
It's getting so much stronger. Like
Yeah.
everyone in that line is just now watching
Wow.
Battlestar, and it's so crazy too because you see like a kid will come up and they'll be like 12. And they're like your biggest fan, and you're like, "Oh my God, you weren't alive when we started."
Wow.
Somebody shoot me.
It's
Not
a testament to
really,
the power
but-
because especially sci-fi has a tough time aging
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
For every Star Wars, there's a lot of Flash Gordon's Harloff, and I know you love that movie, but it does not hold up well. And Battlestar
I'm glad you bring
seems
that up.
to be
I'm glad
one of
you
those
bring that up.
things.
I'm gonna plug somebody. I up him. I want you to find.
Hey,
I want you to
whoa.
find Chris Taylor's Twitter handle. Okay, and he's from Mashable. So Ken gave me this book. This not gave it to me, but it's his. I
How
borrowed
Star
it.
Wars
How Star Wars
Conquered
Conquered
the
the Universe. Okay, and you talk about Flash Gordon. Star Wars was absolutely based off Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon was ruined, even though I love it. It can't be a shit. The 1980 version.
The television show Flash Gordon, the serials from the 50s.
But the movie was ruined in 1980 because everybody was chasing after Star Wars. After it was such a massive hit. None of the studios wanted to do sci-fi until Star Wars came along.
And the merchandise.
And it blew up. Right, it blew up. And then Ken, you got something?
Well, the long-standing rumor or myth that Lucas kind of built Star Wars around the serials and all that stuff, true. It came directly, as the book reveals, he tried to get the rights to Flash Gordon and was denied.
Really?
He said, well, screw it, I'll do my own.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And we're gonna do a special Twitter thing tonight. Not tweet a celebrity, but we're gonna tweet Chris Taylor.
I reckon I'd be interested in that. I'm
You
not
will.
interested in Star
I was
Wars,
actually
but
thinking.
just
It's the making. It's the process. And because there's a
Everything
lot of stuff
around
from
it.
Francis Ford Coppola.
You're not interested in Star
De Palma.
Wars?
On this show, right? How does she
I know,
survive?
right?
I know,
Yes.
right? See?
Thank
How am I
yes,
still
Katie.
here?
Tell her,
Alicia's
Katie.
busy watching her black and white movies
I
that
love
are
classic movies.
You're like,
subtitled.
Katie's like, you followed me.
Yeah, although I have to say that my boyfriend and I just watched Empire Strikes Back the other day, and we were both kind of like,
What? Don't say that.
no, listen,
You were like, what?
Let her finish.
All right.
let me finish. It still is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
All right.
It's the best of.
But there were moments where I was like,
But is it it's a special edition
Yeah.
one? What moments?
because I don't even know where you're just like,
Look at you.
I don't like where this is going either.
It's like,
no,
Bye-bye, Katie. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you.
what?
Next thing he's going to say is if Phantom Menace is your favorite? Now I'm not going to let you
I
off.
would never do that to
But
you.
I'm not going to let you off the hook here. You said my boyfriend. We've got a new boyfriend now. Is this correct?
this isn't the after hours show.
I wanted to ask her. I wanted to ask her about
A lot has changed in
a lot has
short amount of
changed.
time.
A lot has changed.
You said boyfriend. So it's a boyfriend.
Yeah, I had boyfriend.
It's a-
And so rumor has it, this internet sphere that we're on, is that Judge Dredd might be someone that you know pretty well.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
do.
Well, we got it out of
Sylvester
Trisha last time. But
Stallone.
Trisha was
That's right.
dating
She
Sylvester
did.
Stallone, and now you apparently are dating Stallone as well.
You know, I do like Trisha's sloppy seconds.
Wow.
All right,
I gotta get that calendar.
The reason I asked because I wanted to make sure. So it's out in the bay. It's been out there. So you and Carl Urban are a couple, yes? Ish. I'm asking.
Good
You know.
Kiwi
Okay,
guy.
fair enough. And the reason I asked that too is because he's also, you talk about a guy with DC, talk about with rumors with DC
Yeah.
and other things that he's got going on. So I mean, it's also cool to see because we talked about it not too long ago. But what sequel you'd want to see is Judge Dredd, and
Guy's got good lips in that movie. Good lips. That's all you see, but they're good lips. It's like Peter Weller in RoboCop. You had to have good lips in that role. And Carl Urban, if he's watching, you have great lips, sir. Congratulations.
It's not bad. It's not
I
bad.
think it was impossible to embarrass Katie.
We had to do it. She's done it to us so many times. I mean, look how red she is. It's great. She's like one of Ken's
It's hot
ties.
in here.
Did you
Yeah.
guys do tanning before that?
Yeah.
My Katie knows good lips when she sees them.
After 4 years on this show, we've stumped the sack off. Look at it. It's amazing.
I'm really hot now.
It's actually quite hot in here.
You've
I will
always
say.
been hot.
Yeah, look at that. Nice. Well done. Okay, so anyway.
So tell us everything.
Keep your clothes on. This ain't Riddick.
Yeah.
You guys don't have
I'm
enough
just
money.
teaming up. No, I don't. No, I don't.
You're right.
No, I don't.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So how
No,
does something like
I would
something
like
like that
to
happen?
see a Dredd sequel. That's something that, you know, a third another Dredd movie would be phenomenal. I was such a huge fan of
I would honestly say this.
the movie.
It would be a second one because the first one.
The second,
was
yeah, it doesn't really
embarrassing.
count.
He was so good in that
he
movie.
was so,
Yeah.
you know, phenomenal.
And the fans, you talk about fan support.
And not only that, let's talk about a performance where you don't see a person's face and you actually feel the emotion that they're conveying
Yeah.
in every second. Like, it was really just a fantastic performance. And I would say that if I wasn't,
Right.
you know.
Well, especially when you see there are a few actors that can do it. Like Tom Hardy did it with Bane.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
like you said, it is a concern, and it's a concern as an actor because an actor a lot of times actors are like I part of the reason is to show my emotions, to show my face.
Right.
And he sold what that character was in general was supposed to be.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He is, and he's been rumored for a lot of stuff, and it's not fair to say to Katie, is it true? Is it true?
Yeah,
when we get Carl on the show, we'll do it to him.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy as well. I've spoken to him before for Star Trek,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
lovely.
He was at the booth right next to Katie's at Portland Comic Con, and Katie comes down after Carl's already down there signing autographs, you know, and stuff. No boobs. He refused to sign boobs. boobs.
Yeah.
You got a good man there.
Yeah.
And
I thought you
Katie,
said for the show booth.
Katie brought him a beer, and then they're both having beer like your grandparents at 4 p.m. during Thanksgiving, just getting drunk with the fans.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was really, really cool. And look, I didn't love the Judge Dredd movie at all. I wasn't a fan of that. But him as Judge Dredd, I want to give him another shot. I want to see a better movie around him.
And the fans certainly do.
Yeah.
Because that's why I bring that up too, because of the support of it. Even with when the fans want something, and that's the age that we live in with Twitter and everything too. They let people know. Example Captain Marvel. Example Dredd 2, and it works. So let's hope
Sometimes it works. Yeah.
Let's hope both of those things work.
Can I got a question.
Yeah.
What's because you kind of go through this when you're talking about a female role in the comic book world, and then he's going through this right now when you talk about a male comic book character in one of those movies. So it's like between the two of you, is it just like you guys just constantly looking at your phone, just like what the hell? This could be the call.
No.
This could be it.
No.
No.
Could you imagine? That's pillow talk.
A lot of role playing.
Hey, honey, they're talking about you for Aquaman. They're talking about you for... No, it really turns me on.
Unbelievable.
No,
Wait.
none of that.
Go on.
I don't Google myself.
Right.
And I don't Google him.
Well,
But I Google both of you.
You Google
Together.
Yeah. See.
Calm down.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave me.
Yeah.
Calm down, Nikki.
Yeah.
How does and you don't have
Simmer
to.
down.
This is a question anybody who's had level success in this business too. I'm curious, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But when it comes to, because Carl's got a pretty big profile, you've got a pretty big profile. Like, how does that work? Is there ever I don't know how long you guys have been dating or whatnot too, but is there ever like a jealousy factor, or is there ever a thing to where you're just like, I don't know, because sometimes you hear about things and then there's other times it's total support and it's total like go, and then it's I don't know, it's like it's the ego that we're all in. Like sometimes you see someone you really like in our space and you're like, yeah, that guy's awesome. I wish I did it too. I don't know how it works with
every time Christian gets a like on Instagram, a piece of my soul dies.
An angel loses its wings.
I hate any success that anybody else ever
ripped
has.
them off,
yeah,
literally.
Right.
No, it's it's interesting. It's it's an interesting thing when you love somebody just unconditionally and you truly just want what's best for them, and you're completely selfless, and you just there really isn't an air of jealousy at all. I mean, we're completely different and have completely different careers.
And it'd be toxic.
It wouldn't
and it's
work.
also, I think that he has the ability to do something with his career that I just would love to see. He's such a phenomenal actor and yeah. So there's really not.
That's awesome.
That's
well
good.
said.
Yeah.
Drop the L word.
Yeah.
I heard it.
All right.
My ears perk up when I hear the L word.
Do you? My kids do.
And now we know why it's working.
I need to take off my shirt.
All right, let's move.
It is hot in here.
Katie, thank you for being so honest on that too. Now let's talk about some
I
other
wasn't
stuff.
too honest. Could you imagine
You're
if I
pretty
had
honest.
no idea who he was?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know
what you're talking about. So how did you meet? No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk some other things going on. So you had you guys saw each other at the con.
Yeah.
Portland, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At what's it called? Wizard Con, Ken?
It's called Wizard World.
Blizzard World?
Yeah.
Wizard World.
Wizard
Yeah.
World.
And it's a
Wizard
fan.
World.
It's such a cool universe to be a part of too. Because again, I had no idea the convention was in town. Ken's got to hook up our buddy Matt Key, who is now engaged to Brittany Waller.
Yeah, and I got a beef with Ken about that. We'll talk about that after Katie leaves. I don't want to take away the time. We're gonna have a full hour on Schmo time. It's gonna be Schmo time.
Those conventions are
way
cool.
up.
Those conventions, it's because I love Comic-Con in San Diego, but it's such
It's
a sea
smaller?
of people. It's smaller,
lot
it's
smaller.
manageable.
Well, what's next, Katie? Are you going to any of the other cons? Are you going to be at Star Wars Celebration, by the way, in April?
I don't know what that is. So no.
Oh, you should go.
We'll have a hotel room down there. You can
Yes.
crash with us.
Thanks. Wildly appropriate.
Second time he's
I'm gonna
tried.
call your wife.
I
and
know,
be like,
it's
so, do
good,
you mind if I share the bed?
I
with
didn't say it.
Christian,
He
or-
said it.
I'll bring an inflatable bed for Carl. He can come too. I don't want to.
But he's got to wear the mask. He's got to wear the mask.
He's got to wear the mask.
The lips.
Yeah, that's it.
That, he has that.
Yeah.
Going back to Longmire in March.
Oh, that's cool.
and I'm doing some pretty fun like video game stuff that I can't talk about.
Ooh.
So
When can you talk about it?
they'll let me know per
They'll
my
let you know.
contract.
Okay.
It's like every time I have a session, I have to sign NDAs. And it's like,
Well, let's talk Longmire, because you talk about, we were just talking about this just 5 minutes
fans,
ago. The
yeah.
fans got to bring us through that process. So what happened? Because it was canceled.
we were canceled, absolutely.
So
yeah.
what happened? Take us through it.
We were canceled by A&E, but A&E doesn't own the show. Warner Brothers owns the show. So
Right.
Warner Brothers took the opportunity when A&E didn't pick us up to go shop it. Because our contracts were with Warner Brothers, not A&E. And they sold it to Netflix. So
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Well, Netflix
Every-
is doing such great things.
Everything that wins something at one of these SAG actors get, like
Yeah.
Orange is the New
Yeah.
Black was crushing it. That I watched 10 minutes of the award show and I turned it
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And
But
Amazon did really well
Yeah.
as well, the Golden Globes.
yeah, I'm
big
really
now.
excited to see what they can do with the show. I think that they can broaden the viewership a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think that we can make it a bit more like the books, a bit darker.
Yeah.
You guys have heard the way I swear. Well, that's the way the character swears in the books. So, and you're not allowed to do that on I&E.
Oh, that's
so,
great. So you can
Cool.
So hopefully we'll get into a bit darker of a show.
Do you
which
think
is what,
they'll do the binge thing where they do the whole season
Absolutely.
at once?
That's exactly
Oh,
how it'll
that's
go.
That's their model.
I like
That's
that.
their model,
It's
yeah.
the only thing they do. So
That's great.
So like August, September,
Great.
probably just all 10 of them will air at once.
Cool.
Well, that was the thing, and like you said, they're going to make it maybe a little, I would say risque, but just more raw.
Yeah.
Because maybe we can say it now that it seemed like they went for an older, really much older demographic. That maybe they can bring the demographic
Yeah.
down by doing it to Netflix.
That's my hope. I mean, I don't want to lose the demographic we have because they are loyal, and it's anyone who says that an older viewer isn't as important as a younger viewer is in my opinion ridiculous.
well, they might die soon.
True
that's
story.
fair
So
enough.
you can't
You
stand
lose those
for, like,
eyeballs.
I mean, you can't Law and Order 18 years it, but I'm like,
I like the Ghost Whisperer.
yeah, it's an amazing show. She's on a new show now. She's like
that
a
Murder,
hooker.
She Wrote
I think
still
she's
on?
a hooker.
What's the one with the she's a hooker? Charles likes that. Not
yeah,
me.
he likes that. She gets massages and stuff. It's amazing.
We ate Red Lobster.
Leanne Lecoutere is who you guys are. She's obviously big fans of everyone on the show. She is requesting, because she
Yes.
doesn't do it much, a dragon call from both Katie and
Yes.
Alice, the famous dragon
I
call.
think I forgot how.
I'll lead you
Ready?
into it. Okay, yeah. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very nice. There you go, Leanne.
Yeah.
That's for Leanne. See,
you
special
go.
things. You can't take selfies with Katie. You can't get dragon calls with Katie and Ellis normally.
I was thinking when I was in line to meet Katee Sackhoff that I was going to do a dragon call, and I got up there and I totally forgot about it
You were so
until
nervous.
I was walking away, and I was so happy I didn't do a dragon call because it would have looked
see?
really weird to everybody else
It
that was
would've been
waiting in
amazing.
line.
Just some
Weird or awesome?
I don't know.
They would have loved
just been
it.
like
Yeah.
just like the
Wizarding
wings.
well?
Yeah, but see, I can get the hell out of there and go back to my hotel
Right,
room.
that's
You
true.
have to.
Man.
She has to
That's
stay
true.
there and
Man.
explain that to every other fan.
Are there a bunch
story.
like I don't mean fan wise, but like can you don't without saying a name of any like celebrities, any like real weirdos there that like take themselves so seriously that you're just like, come on, dude, give it a
Dude,
rest.
there's a lot of actors that I have met in my life that you kind of just want to punch them. That like they Birdman the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
You know, they're
That's
just
a good expression.
like, I mean, it's
I
now,
love
right?
that. Coin
I mean,
that.
it's kind of like, I mean, that movie made me so uncomfortable because I was like, oh my God, this is why I hate actors.
Yeah.
Because they take themselves so damn seriously.
Yeah.
Like, we're not curing cancer. We're overpaid compulsive liars. You know, convincing the world
Great line.
of some
good.
fantasy that
Yeah.
we've created in our fucking heads. Like, it's not that hard.
Right.
Yes, I take my job seriously and I love my job and I'm so blessed, but I would much rather cure cancer.
Yeah.
Like, that would be an impact that would actually, like, you know, be amazing.
Right. So when you see some guy, I was on Robo Slob Pod 3.
So there are people that take what they do very
Robo
seriously.
Slob Part three.
I don't want
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Part 3 was the best of the Robo Slobs.
Robo Slob was good. You
Yeah.
like the third one?
I like number
Really
2.
good.
What do you like the best
So
about
they
Robo
lost it.
Slob
That's
Part
because
3?
they casted a female Robo Slob
Yeah.
to be the lead.
Strong female robo-slob.
Yeah, Makuga has a favorite moment of Robo Slob Part 3. What was it?
Well, I mean, there's the breakfast scene. The
breakfast scene's pretty good.
Which is amazing.
Right.
Because you had the whole cast in the whole shot.
Yeah.
And then
They work so well together.
Yeah, and you hadn't seen them since Roboslav 1, which was
So good. Drunk Makuga telling Robo Slob at the next
love
Dragon
the fact
Con.
that he
Birthday.
just gets more drunk. Yeah. You get more giggly.
What's in that mug?
Like,
It's wine.
Not water.
he literally is going back in like grades, like in
It's my
school.
birthday,
You're like in
Sackhoff.
third grade now.
Give me an Adam Sandler shut up.
Shut up!
Nice.
Adam Sandler, by the way, who also now Adam
Hey,
Sandler's
shut your mouth, okay?
All right.
Shut it.
Sandler also has a deal with Netflix.
Yes,
Turn that mic
swine.
off. Makuga.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
All right.
have to use his last
Stop
name.
looking at me, Swan. I haven't seen that movie for so long. The shampoo and the conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
Shampoo and conditioner is better.
Oh my God, it's been a long
So
time.
if you, and this is like an Adam Sandler day. We did it on Heidi and Frank this morning as
But
well.
we also because he's got that deal with Netflix and they just announced his first movie
Well, he's getting a
with
lot
Netflix.
of money.
So I'm telling you, man, Netflix is the wave of the future. That
Yeah.
is the way people are going to get their content from
It
now
is.
on. You better look out, television.
Well, and here's the thing: is I actually had this debate with someone the other day. I actually don't think it's a bad thing for actors. I think that because people can watch things so quickly,
Right.
the need for quality programming is going to go up because people are going to run out of things to watch because they watch them all in a day. They're like, okay, I just got through every show from this season in 5 days.
Yeah, I've
what
got
do you have for me now?
A weekend,
Right.
I'm going to
It's
watch
true.
everything.
So it's
Does your schedule change as an actress because it's on Netflix now instead of like A&E?
No, it's the exact same shooting schedule.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
cool.
Okay. And same location and
Yeah.
everything. Okay, cool. And that, so there's also, we got. How many? You mentioned you've seen Birdman. Have you seen any of the other films that are?
Good question.
I want to know because we're getting into
Boyhood.
the Oscars coming up.
I saw
Whiplash.
Boyhood.
And
It was really good. I haven't seen Whiplash. I saw.
you gotta see Whiplash.
I don't know why. Whatever. I don't want to get
Selma?
into it, but I haven't seen Selma yet. I saw American Sniper.
Oh, what did
Okay.
you think?
I thought his performance was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
the movie was okay.
But the movie was-
That's
but
how
it
I
was
felt.
but he made it my favorite movie of the year that I've seen so
Really?
far
Really?
because his performance was so beautiful
Okay.
that he deserves to win for that.
I
in
thought
my
he was
Wow.
good, but the film didn't have much to say.
Yeah, see,
It was a bit confusing back and forth, and come on, you make a movie for that much money, and
Yeah.
you can't afford one fucking baby.
And the way the fake baby.
Fake baby.
was
What is
the
it?
worst.
That's Clint Eastwood. Just get the doll.
No,
was so
it was so
fake.
bad because I literally, Carl looked at me during the movie and goes, "Did they just do a close up on a fucking fake baby?" They did a close up.
I gotta see
it
the
wasn't
movie
even
again.
like-
I gotta.
so ridiculous.
I
God,
didn't.
it's bad. And then he plays with its hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
That's so funny.
really
I didn't
creepy.
even pick up on it
You
until the
didn't-
memes were
Oh,
coming
no,
out.
I
Yeah.
did.
Really?
Straight
Oh
away.
my God, it
You're
threw me
a
out of the movie
father.
so fast.
You're a father, and you didn't pick up on that.
That's because I have no sleep.
Really?
And that's
You just-
that's what I'm saying. I'm a lack of
True
sleep. I don't pick
story.
it up. Yeah. So we're talking about American Sniper. You didn't see Theory of Everything. Did you see?
No, they're all sitting at home waiting for me to watch.
All right. Theory of Everything is. I still because Eddie Redmayne won the SAG. They split. Keaton and him split on Golden Globes because
Yeah.
the two
Comedy.
categories.
Right, the
Right.
two
Well, here's the
Yeah.
timeline, though, is that Eddie Redmayne appeared on this very program. And then
know.
the next, 3 days later,
Yeah.
he won the Golden Globe.
Even though
So what
all
are you
the
saying?
votes
Katie's
were
going to be
already
announced
in?
as Miss Marvel in like
No,
2
what
days?
he's saying is you guys are never going to get him back.
That's true. That's the truth.
We may never talk to Eddie Redmayne again.
No, Bill.
No.
He said, "What show did I just do?"
And I have every intention of watching all these movies. What I did find interesting about Birdman, what I did love, was every single one of those characters played a different character than what we thought they were going to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And something that they stretched themselves, and it was different. Every single person in the cast, and
Yeah.
that's what I loved about that movie. It made me uncomfortable, and there was like 30 minutes in the middle where I was doing something else and wasn't watching, and I really didn't need to.
I don't even know if I want to ask what that was. Or maybe we do. It's
No, I
at
was
the
just
after
doing.
hour show.
I was just like
Oh.
doing other shit and like walking around and like
Oh.
whatever, and didn't
Frying eggs or something.
Didn't miss anything.
miss it. Like I came back and was like, oh, same shit's happening.
You come on the show and we ask you about action movies and are you going to do this? You're going to do a horror movie or like which comic book movie or a space movie? Does Katee Sackhoff have like one of these Oscar roles in her somewhere that you think like, I could have done that. I could have
they
been.
gave them all to Jessica Chastain.
That's all right. Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Really?
Is
every
it,
single
well,
one.
that's a question. I mean, because I know when we talked with because Bonnie was on last time we
No
talked to
offense,
her.
she's very brilliant, but whatever.
Well, but that's a question I have is when you go in the back and forth, there are certain. It's just the business that we're in. There are certain.
The names that
there
keep
are certain
coming up.
names that you're competing with. It's
Yeah.
part of it. Is there, and you can choose to say a name. You don't have to say a name. But is there a certain person that as you're going on, you're like, I got it, and then either that person gets it or they keep hearing that
we can
name.
talk about the Quentin Tarantino job.
Okay, I didn't
how
know if we could
it
talk about
came
that.
down to me and Jennifer Jason Leigh, and they just decided to go older. You know,
Let's talk about that because I didn't know you could talk about that yet. So
well, I mean, I can't. Yeah, why not?
okay,
I didn't
great.
Get it.
Well, I didn't want. Well, but the thing was that
You're
was
making the movie.
because you and I had talked about why it was going on, and
And I thought I was going to get it.
I
I
couldn't,
really
and
did.
I couldn't say anything because everyone was like, "Oh, it's between this person, that person." I'm like, "No, it's not," because the Jennifer Lawrence thing came out. I was like, "That's not
Yeah,
true."
yeah.
And this is for the
remember that.
Hateful Eight.
This is the
Yeah.
main girl,
And
Hateful Eight.
listen, all those girls went in. They
Yeah.
all met, but it,
But you met with Tarantino.
I literally I read the script with him and auditioned.
Tell
with
us
him
about
in
that.
his
Tell us
house.
about that.
It was one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Can you take us through that? We got to hear about that.
It was just amazing. It was like one of the coolest things ever. Like I walked in and I was in a room and I was kind of looking at all the costumes and all the fabrics they'd picked for the characters, and he walked in and hugged me and was like, "I haven't seen you since the airport," and I was like, "Oh my god, he remembered that!
Yeah.
Like that's crazy."
Cool.
And you know, he gave me the last chapter of the script. I read it in the house. He came back. We read it once. He gave me direction, did it again. And at the very end, he literally like shook my hand and said, I didn't know if you could transition into my head and the world that I create, but that was amazing.
That's huge, man.
So maybe it'll be something in the future.
No, absolutely. Well, according to him, this is the last movie he's ever making. So,
They say that all the time.
So yeah, I don't know. I really did. Like, there's very few times where I think I'm going to get something and I don't, and I'm wrong.
That must be hard, though.
It was probably the hardest.
That
And they went with a woman with even less cartilage in her knees.
Yeah.
You know what though? But that gives me hope. Fantastic that they cast somebody who's
Older.
not 25. Like that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, talk
And
about
what was
career
the script
longevity.
like? Was it good?
It's fantastic.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
I knew that was coming.
But you know what's interesting? They hired the right person, because if you knew what the script was, which I obviously can't tell you, it would have looked, once you see it, it would have looked very odd to have me in that role.
Oh, really?
I was too young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you handle, for lack of a better word, rejection in the business better than you used to if you're up for a role? Like when you were first starting out in acting and you didn't get a job you wanted, versus now, are you just like, that's just water off a duck's back. I got Longmire. I got all these exciting opportunities.
No, because the stakes are just bigger, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, and it's a hard thing because everybody wants you to kind of be like, yeah, you got second place on a Tarantino job, and you're like, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm still at home, not working with Tarantino.
But there's
so it's hard. It's just a different kind of pain, but it still hurts.
But isn't it different though with that scenario? Because granted, that's a tough one. But but because like Alicia said, Tarantino it's not his last movie, and the fact that you go in there and you sat there. How long were you there with him for?
I don't know, hour and a half maybe.
That's what I'm saying. So you're and he's obviously
He
remembers
doesn't
from the
forget
airport.
anything.
No, not after.
He's got encyclopedic
No,
memory.
and I have to say, one of the most phenomenal moments of my life. Like of my career, like getting the job or not, that was one of the coolest experiences ever, because he's so fucking smart and he knows what he wants, and he was able to there's moments as an actor where you go past where you think you can even go.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh my God, like that, I did that.
Yeah.
And every once in a while when you meet a director that brings that out and you're like, holy fuck, that was amazing.
So you see
that gives
why.
you
And he
confidence.
did that. And I walked out of that room more confident and more happy than I'd
great.
ever been with a performance, because I got to a different level that
Yeah.
I hadn't been yet, you know?
So it was like maybe it was a breakthrough for you
It
as an
was,
actress. in
as an
general.
actress, yeah.
It's awesome.
And now you just want, you want that meaty stuff again, you know?
Well,
Let's free acting class.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Let's
literally, yeah.
let's take Tarantino off the plate for a second here, and if you had a chance right now, you could work with any director.
Back
right
to
now.
the genie.
You could work with any director.
I would rub a genie.
Yeah, you'd rub a genie. If you could work with any
watch
director, work with any actor. You can't say Carl Urban. Like, who would you?
I work with him all the time.
He could play the genie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah. In
Shot it at home.
Katee Sackhoff just cast an Aladdin remake. So what? If you had a choice right now, someone you could work with, who would you work with? I'll give you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
if you have like, it could be like I said, it could be an actor, could be an actress, could be a director, could be a screenwriter, could be anybody that like tomorrow I said you get to work with this
don't
person
know.
and making a movie. You don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
Too many goons.
there's too many people to want to choose from, you know? I mean, I would love to work with someone like Helen Mirren. I think she's amazing.
So you do know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to work with Redford just because he's beautiful.
Yes.
And a legend.
I mean, I'd still do him.
Yeah, he's got that
I
thing.
mean,
He's really sexy.
here, baby, just drink this. You'll be fine.
Just breathe into it.
I saved it. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I know we gotta let Katie go. Is Ace here? Ace, put on the headphones. So we have a new intern.
Hey.
So the man that we're gonna Schmoeville. Here's our new intern.
Hi. Hi.
You're welcome. This is Ace.
What up?
Sir.
Ace is our new intern,
Your
and
hair is really high.
great.
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
Good hair.
It's amazing.
Wait, is this really the intern?
This is the intern. Oh, Mark, you haven't met the intern either.
I haven't met the intern.
I
Yeah.
haven't either.
You actually met him at where the hell was it?
Kamikaze, I was there.
I totally remember you,
yes.
dude. Yeah. No,
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, we should
Hey,
meet
welcome.
last
Yeah,
week.
we
See, I
met
forget all you
Kamikaze.
humps don't do.
I literally
don't ever come
thought
here anymore, these fuckers.
you hired somebody to play the genie for Katie.
Yeah.
I thought that's what that's the
No.
role he was playing, but-
So this is his final interview, and so we
interview.
figured that what we could do is have Katie ask him some questions, because Katie was really was with the show, was the co-host for about 5-6 months, and has been through the thick and thin. So you get to ask this character anything you want and see if you can tell us whether or not he's worthy to be on the show. How about that?
Okay.
All right, here we go. You ready, Ace?
I'm nervous, man.
All right, here we go.
This is how Katie felt talking to Quentin Tarantino. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Literally panic attack city.
Yeah. Oh, they call him Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Everyone says you look like Bruno.
Bruno Mars.
How would you feel about doing the entire podcast in Christian's bathroom while Alice shits?
It's a good question.
Everybody in there.
it's a good question.
Like,
Yeah.
Because that scenario might come
But
into
I'm not
play.
there.
and
It's just
FYI,
Ellis.
this is how we started.
Well, Ellis wasn't
Started
taking a
in a
shit, though.
bathroom,
Yeah.
practically.
Katie was the first guest. Did you know that?
No, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did.
I did, yeah.
I mean, would you do that?
Yeah, totally.
Good intern.
I'm-
If there wasn't
a-
a window?
You know, I would take one for the team.
Would you?
Good answer. Good answer.
Yay.
Totally.
Where are
You're
you
hired.
from?
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix,
Really?
Arizona. Yeah.
Is that a negative?
No, I mean,
That's a party
did you go
city.
to school in Phoenix?
I did. I went to Arizona
So you're really
State.
smart then.
I think I am. Yeah.
Really smart in Arizona State.
Yeah.
You went to ASU, all right?
sorry.
Sun
Yes,
Devils.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me deliver that joke facing you,
Yeah.
because it obviously didn't work without my facial expression.
What does this kid need to know?
Do you know how to pour a beer without the foam?
Now we're getting to it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting to the
Do
thick.
you?
Important.
All right.
Do you know how to call an Uber for this jackass?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I didn't know what an Uber was till I got here in LA. Yeah, I was like, it's an Uber, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
get it. Put it in your phone from Makuga.
I got a question
Okay.
for
Roddy
him.
Piper.
I got a question for him, and this is going to determine whether he gets to work with us,
Yes.
and it's based on his knowledge of Katee Sackhoff.
Oh, okay, good.
You have to name. Katie's a star of stage, screen, television, YouTube, everything.
You gonna quiz him on the show?
You have
Home
to
videos.
name a film that Katie has starred in that is a sequel.
Ooh, come on.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so easy.
Riddick.
Very good. Besides Riddick.
No.
No, you can't do that to him now. You said it.
There, it's true.
You said it.
Christian, do not cross me in front of the
Don't talk to me in front of the children that way.
It's a true story.
Yeah. All right. Well, can you get another one?
No, I was just
All
going
right,
to say,
that-
I'm actually a fan of Riddick. You were great in that. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
She was great in Riddick.
How was
Yeah.
my breast? Did it look 25 or 34?
I was very shocked. I was surprised. I was like, whoa, I didn't see that
Like,
coming.
wow, she's got really pretty nipples. See? I like this kid.
You like this kid?
I
Okay.
like this kid.
Well, let's quiz you
Yeah.
on. So, how long have you been watching the show?
About 2 years now.
About 2 years. But
2
did you
years.
did you watch the archive stuff? Did you watch shows that Katie was a co-host?
I went back and watched all of Katie's shows, yeah.
Okay. So, what were some? Give
Do
me
you smoke a lot of pot?
I do not know.
Okay.
Wow.
All
Good man. Good man.
So,
Tastes
what were
great.
some of your favorite moments? And this will be your last question. What were some of your favorite moments on when Katie was a co-host of the show? Which, by the way, for all you new fans, if you want to go back and watch shows with Katie, you can go on this channel, Schmoes No Podcast, and you can watch all the archive shows there. You got a favorite moment?
Anything when you guys did the impression game was great with Katie there.
I don't think she was on for that
She
one.
wasn't on?
I was on for the
Were
impression.
you on the
game.
impression
She
game?
did an impression game, yeah.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I mean, you did it by yourself, but
That's true. With Gary Busey, I guess. It was.
And
Yeah, that's
obviously
true.
her entrance in the Ultimate Schmoedown was great.
Yeah,
That was a good one, too.
twerking.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Katie, did we hire this
great.
kid or what?
I mean, is there anybody else?
There's actually some guys.
He's waiting
there
at the
some
corner.
guys
It's just
out
like a
there?
line like E.T. back in '82. And
I mean, you know, it's not every day you find a guy who can style his hair 2 inches above his head.
I tried.
it's actually about 5'1"
It's like-
when out
And
there.
it's 3
It
inches.
took me a while to do it, but I got it done.
Are your
so.
parents proud of you?
Yeah,
That's
they
awesome.
totally are.
You got
Yeah?
thick skin, kid?
Supportive?
Oh, totally.
You got
yeah.
thick skin.
Really thick skin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have you? I'm just kidding.
Uh,
Just kidding. I
All
was
right.
gonna say, have you measured? I mean,
Oh,
are
there you go.
Do we need to?
hey,
you know,
Willie.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Do we? All right. So is he?
No,
is
your
he in?
parents are proud. I think he's in.
All
I
right,
think he's
Ace.
trying.
Congratulations. You're part of the
Yay,
team.
Ace.
Well done. All right. So welcome, Ace. What you got a
Welcome.
Twitter handle?
Oh, yeah, I do. It's at Andres J _Cabrera.
Oh, that's way too fast. Hang on.
You gotta change that. You gotta change that.
Well, it's my name, so.
Andres J. Cabrera.
Underscore Cabrera.
Underscore. All right.
Underscore.
Riley or somebody, up them. Tweet that out. Tweet that out so we know what that is.
Well, this is exciting. Good to see you again, buddy. Thanks for being on the team.
All right, there you go. Okay, and thank you to Katee. Katee Sackhoff is back, and you got to come back again.
Yeah.
How long are you in town for? You going to be around for a while?
We start filming March 23rd for Longmire, and then I'll be back July 1st.
All right, so you come back summertime, we'll talk some movies. And
do some movies, probably. Yeah.
All right. Well, we missed you. Glad you're back. Too long of a hiatus. You got to come back sooner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot happens when.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And just remember,
that happened in my life.
If you see me at the airport, just wait 20 minutes, and I'll be right out, and we can say hi.
If I see you in the back, I was gonna say I will not wait for you. I will.
What are you doing? You're putting her in a hotel room. You're putting her in the toilet. All right, Katee Sackhoff at Katee Sackhoff, and as always, Schmoeville, show her some love and tell her how great she is always on the show. And we'll see you back really soon.
We fucking hate you.
No, they don't. They love you. They love you. We'll be right back after the break.
Hey guys, Maria Menounos here, and I want to share my newest book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, with you. Basically, every woman always stops me and asks me how I lost 40 pounds, so I decided to put it all in one book. Everything I did to lose 40 pounds step by step, and how you can too, is in here. I did it with no time, no money, and no willpower, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, wherever books are sold, and it's out June 3rd. So I hope you guys love it. I hope it helps you in your weight loss journey, and please, please tweet me and update me on your progress at Maria Menounos. Thanks.
What's up, Schmoeville? It's me, the Wild Man, Josh McCouga. You guys know me from the podcast and Wild Man TV, but did you also know I have my own talk show? It's called Between the Sheets. I bring on comedians, TV personalities, adult stars, and we talk about everything, but mostly sex. So go to my YouTube channel, The Casual Mafia, subscribe, and see every episode of Between the Sheets. We done? Yeah, I'll be right there, sweet.
Hi guys, I'm Sarah Stratton. I'm here with my wonderful co-host JT and Finstock. And we want you all to tune in for our show. We show on Mondays box office breakdown for the Popcorn Talk Network. We talk about all the weekend's numbers, all the big movies. What else we got, JT?
We break it down, not only the numbers here, but we do domestic. We have a great game with foreign titles that Finstock runs, which is hilarious. This is your one-stop spot for entertainment and news.
I got this Jennifer Lawrence story if you guys want to hear it really quickly.
Of course.
Yeah, none of your stories are quick. We have 20 seconds, guys. So I need you all to subscribe on YouTube, download us on iTunes, and, of course, watch us on Mondays.
Poof.
Stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, screenwriting, radio, acting, professional wrestling, love, life. Ken Napzok, the producer of the Schmoes Know podcast, has failed at all of these things, but his friends haven't. So join Ken as he makes his wonderful friends your friends, including some of your favorite Schmoes Know characters as they discuss life, the universe, and everything on The Napzok Files. Available on Stitcher and iTunes. Hashtag The Napzok Files to join the conversation.
Hello, Profilers! Welcome to Profiles with Malone and Mance. Every week on Profiles, we celebrate and spotlight the greatest filmmakers, actors, and actresses of all time.
We count down our 5 favorite films. We have little trivia, quizzes, special guests calling in. Basically, if you are a film geek like us, this is the show you need to be listening to or watching.
This is where we get to geek out about movies and have fun and learn something in the process. Make sure you join us every single week with fun trivia. We have special guests calling in. We even sit down with special guests on camera. So make sure you go to iTunes and subscribe to Profiles with Malone and Mance. Rate and review us. That is very important.
And you can see these beautiful faces of ours at youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network.
Go Profiles with Malone and Mance. Woohoo!
Welcome back, Schmoeville. I'm trying.
I have no idea.
Shatay, what is the score?
This is from Mystic River.
Oh, bit of Clint Eastwood.
Very uplifting. Well, welcome back to the Schmoes No Movie program.
We're taking over.
So, Christian and Katie are outside doing God knows what. I don't want to start any rumors.
I don't know. Sorry, Carl.
You just did.
Sorry, Jeannie. But, that was, every time Katie comes here, she always brings something new. She throws a curveball.
I love her.
And we just end up having a ball every time. So thank you again, Katee Sackhoff. And Schmoeville, tweet at Katee Sackhoff and thank her for coming back. Make sure she comes back again real soon.
Yeah.
Before we get any further, we're going to talk to Alicia this hour about her experience at Sundance. Woo! She was there hobnobbing with Bob Redford, everybody in Utah, the Ski Bunnies, the films, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Before we get to that, I have a very exciting announcement, or at least it is for me and maybe some other people.
Here he is.
February 19th, I am going to be at Gotham Comedy Club in New York for one night only, taping a TV show called Live at Gotham. Me doing stand-up comedy.
It's a big
Schmoeville,
deal.
if you are in the tri-state area is what they call it, right?
Yes.
If you're in the tri-state area, if you're in the 5 boroughs, you guys want to come see a Schmo live, we'll meet, we'll hang out after the show. Just go to Gotham Comedy Club Thursday. Thursday.
It's a good plug.
February 19th.
plug.
I hope I know my act better than I know the date. But yeah, February 19th is the date.
with?
So tweet at Gotham Comedy Club. Let them know that you're part of Schmoeville and that you're coming to
Disaster.
see Mark Ellis.
Alicia looks at McCougan and says, disaster.
Disaster. Look at that.
Yeah, all right. So,
Sit up straight.
So the next hour of the show, I mean, it was great to have Katie back in Schmoeville.
I said all this already, dude.
Yeah,
I already
we said
told him
that.
what we're doing, okay?
Tweets.
I told him
She's
we're
the
talking
best.
Sundance. I told him
Awesome.
thanks Katie for coming on the show. What I didn't tell him is that Christian got his new t-shirt.
I did. Look at this thing. This thing's awesome. It's a Star Wars shirt, obviously.
You turned into a 5-year-old.
I did. It's so good. There's a lot of great things. We talked about it before. Give them the link.
It is tpublic.com/schmoes.
Very easy.
Tpublic, T-E-E.
Yeah, so there's a lot. If you look, what we're going to do, we've decided this, Mark and I were talking about it beforehand. If you go there right now at tpublic.com/schmoes, you'll see all the designs that Mark and I had already had kind of picked out, and there's a couple Schmo designs on there as well, too, but there's Star Wars designs. There's there's a cool one, Inigo Montoya, right, in the Simpsons design.
Yes.
There's a lot of cool
There's a
ones in there.
Godzilla one, there's a Batman one, there's
Right.
one I
But we're
added.
changing it.
I was wearing a Wild Stallion shirt in a picture, and everybody's asking me where I got the Wild Stallion shirt. Now
It's there.
you can get that on tpublic.com/schmoes.
Right. So what we're going to do is we decided the whole crew, every month, we're going to change the designs. So the crew will pick up some designs, and you can get classic. There's some classic, you'll be able to look at some ones that you love, like in the film. You'll know that Alicia picked some of them. You'll know that Makuga picked some. So every month, we're going to change it up.
Should be like
but you can only get them for a month. That's the thing. And there's also a special shirt that's going to be on there. JT, throw it up there. This is going to be, there it is. This is in the vein of Jurassic Park. Again, Leanne Lecoultre had done this one. I love it. I love the SK design. I love all that about it. And you guys are going to get that. I'm going to put that up there. Starting February 1st, you're going to see a whole bunch of new designs. Make sure you check it for the month. Then it's gone.
And it's going to be timely, too,
Yeah.
because they're airing another all-new Jurassic World trailer during the Super Bowl.
During the Super Bowl. So, all right, that gets us into the Super Bowl thing. Now, I think Upham actually had that question in there, so I don't want to take away Upham's Corner yet, because we're going to talk about the Super Bowl.
We're going to
spots.
Upham's Corner later.
We're going to do Upham's Corner
that'll be
later.
fun.
Yeah, and you were talking about shirts. We did the Star Wars Schmoes shirts as well,
and everyone
too.
took pictures.
That's what we're going to do. So
That's cool.
For those of you who bought that limited Schmoes No Star Wars shirt, I know a lot of people have been asking, what you're going to do is you're going to send your pictures. A lot of people are getting the shirts. Some people still haven't gotten them yet. You're going to get them, and we're going to run this all the way through mid-February. You're going to take a picture of yourself in a creative setting with the Schmoes shirt and the Star Wars design, and the winner will get, and McCougan and Ken, they talked me into it. What we're going to do here, we're going to interview the winner on the show for 10 minutes. You guys. I said half an hour last week, and it's going to be harder to do for half an hour. So we're going to 10 minutes. You guys are going to be able to get interviewed. We're going to get a Get to the Castle CD, a poster, a Blu-ray. I think I might be able to actually give away an Interstellar Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
that'll be interesting.
Something big.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's just make sure that if you haven't taken a picture of yourself, send it in to Schmoes No Podcast.
I want one too. Mine's getting shipped soon. Make them as provocative as you want. There's no restrictions on this whatsoever, ladies.
I got a shirt that I think you can make
Calm
for
down.
yourself. Besides the Red Fury shirt, how about Ding Dong Finstock's Dead?
Yes.
Are you happy about that?
Yeah, I'm happy. I much prefer Tom.
You do?
Yeah.
So those you don't know.
Tom's real. Tom's actually a friend of mine. I like Tom.
See, Alicia and
I like
Ellis
Finstock.
were not here last week when the artist
I
formerly
saw the tweets and I was excited.
You were. So
Yeah.
Finstock,
I was
if you haven't
wondering what the
watched
hell
last
was going
week,
on.
Finstock's dead. Finstock's gone.
dead.
There's no more the man with the mask ceased to exist. It's just Tom now.
Now, is that true for our show? Is that true for
It's
Box
everything.
Office Breakdown?
It's everything. Hey, JTE. So you can ask him. JTE is Finstock's partner in crime, ex-partner in crime. How serious is Tom now about being Tom?
Make sure you turn your mic on.
Pretty damn serious. I gotta say, I'm not gonna lie. I did my best to get the Tom away. Put it away. Bring back the Finstock. I'm a fan of the Finstock, but
No, Finstock
he's not doing it.
had some good moments. He
Yeah.
had some moments when he was hilarious, and
Right.
I love that. But
Very
then it just got very tired. The same
Yeah.
thing. It's always going to be him creeping on a girl, and it got a bit much.
You know
after a
what
while.
Finstock is?
Wasn't clever.
Finstock's not like a large drink. He's like a little espresso. It's just like a
You just
little
need a
shot,
hit.
just a little hit of Finstock. Now Alicia and I
thought
were out
Malone
last
stock
night.
was pretty good.
We were doing karaoke at Makuga's birthday party last night, and Tom was there.
Tom, no Finstock.
And I said Finstock, and he kind of looked at me weird, and he
Yeah.
kind of went pale, and I'm like, oh, that dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
he does
right.
not
So-
want to be
Tom.
referred to as. And so the question is, and they're asking right now,
Are we going to go on a date?
you and Tom have to go on
See,
the date.
this is. I feel like
What do
this
you
is
mean?
weird because Finstock was a character, so that would have been a funny thing. But Tom, I feel like he's my friend, and so it feels weird to go on a date
it's
with
still
him.
the same person. That
Are
made
you
the bet.
friends? You know what? I'll tell you this: Finstock would never get friend zoned, and Tom got friend.
Tom's got friend
Yeah,
zoned.
Tom's been
totally
alive for a
friend-zoned.
week, and he's already been.
But he looks
friend-zoned.
like Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, if I squint.
Yeah, I think
Or
I'm
Serpico.
I think I'm gonna hold you to it. And another person I'm gonna hold to a bet. Let's put the microphone on the Wild Man, the birthday drunk.
thanks.
So, $40 million on Ant-Man. You don't think it's gonna happen? Still, don't just say it because you want to act tough.
I'm gonna.
You gonna?
Can I? Okay.
Here's the bet for everyone who doesn't know. I made a bet with Makuga that Ant-Man will definitely make more than $40 million opening weekend
domestically.
Now, domestically, he if he loses has to wear a tutu and paint his face like a cat for an entire show.
So he does that anyway.
Oh, is that it?
Oh no!
Yeah, he
listen,
wouldn't care about that. though.
I don't mind the losing. What I mind is losing to you.
Right.
Okay. So.
Because most people in this room can't beat me in bets.
Correct.
Right.
Although I did. Okay. Anyway. Okay.
Hey, you want to bring that up?
No.
Yeah.
You want to challenge me again, man? I'm right here.
All right.
Just saying.
All right. Anyway.
Okay. So.
Not a bet.
I want to tease this, like I teased the New England Indianapolis game.
Okay.
Can I tease it to 65? And will you take the 25 million if it makes? Can we make a side bet?
You're reaching here, buddy. So two different bets.
So two different
All right.
bets.
Okay. What's the side bet? I got to take 65.
If you take 65, we can make a side bet.
Let me think on that one.
Dude,
I'll
what are
hold
you,
that.
crazy? Ant-Man's going to make way more than $65 million opening weekend.
Think about it.
It's going to make way more than
How
65.
bad did that trailer look? Michael
It's
Douglas.
Marvel, though.
JT,
Come
wait,
on.
JT has something to say. JT, what did you just say?
Losing his mind.
And I'm reaping the benefits.
I'm reaping all the benefits.
You are losing your mind.
I love it.
Let's chat. You know what? This will be for our first debate. Ken, first of all, will Ant-Man... There's two questions on the table.
Bring in Justice Bot.
Schmoeville, the questions are on the table at hashtag #SchmoesKnow, the YouTube chat, the Facebook chat. The first question, will Ant-Man make over $40 million opening weekend? Ken, yes, no, and why?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Because it's Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Word of mouth will get people there. Whether it maintains it, obviously, is based on how they executed the concept.
$65 million.
The opening weekend?
Yeah.
I'll take over.
Okay. Ellis.
I'm taking over, because not only I think the trailer was cool, and I think it's Marvel, it's got Ant-Man, it's got stars in it, plus it's got the padding of the Avengers coming out in May. We don't know if there's going to be an Easter egg, they're going to tease something in there, if it's going to lead in, there's going to be a lot of hype for Ant-Man. Just based off Age of Ultron, there's no way this thing is doing less than $65 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think,
I
Alicia?
think it's going to go over because it's Marvel. People like Paul Rudd. And I also want to put out there that if people really do want me to go on this date, because there's a lot of comments about it, then I will do it.
Yeah, well, you
I'm
can
a
do it
woman
anyway
of my
because you
word.
lost the bet to me.
Yeah, I'll do it, Tom.
Okay.
Well, you lost the bet to me. It's whether or not I get
Okay,
something
so
else.
it's up to you.
It's up to me.
Okay, well, you can decide.
All right, yes, you're going over.
Okay,
Riley,
I'll go out.
Riley, editor-in-chief of schmoesno.com. First question, 40 million, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
65.
Yes.
Give it, Makuga, give me, give me 50. Give me 56, and I'll take it.
Okay, hold on.
Give me 56, and I'll take it.
56 what?
56 million.
Over under 56 million.
Yeah, give me 56 million, and that'll be 2 bets.
Okay, fine.
All right, so
can I
okay,
just
fine.
make a point?
So we have 2 bets. I got to think what the other thing is.
Just opening weekend. Okay, hold on though. Let's make a side bet on overall domestic in the theater release.
If you win the second bet, the second part of it, I will let you host a show. I will stand over there the whole time tweeting, but I will wear a shirt that says "I love the Wild Man." if you win, but I'm going to think of something pretty ridiculous for you on that. So you're going to be wearing a tutu and the paint, but you have to host it with the tutu.
Of course.
You know what might be interesting is to hammer out some of these details off the air.
No, on the air is our platform. On air is this platform.
But dude, you're like a thinner, better looking Jabba the Hutt. You're like a serious gambler, like gangster with this.
Because I'm winning. When you're winning, when you're on a hot streak, you play it. You play to win the game.
Betting with Christian right now. Everybody's betting with Christian. So again, okay, let's make a side bet.
Yep.
Over under 150 million domestic box office after theatrical.
Stop shooting yourself in the foot.
We'll talk about this.
Let me coach you a little bit before you make these bets on air.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on here. Let's move on here.
I like everybody on the desk.
We like you too, you drunk animal. The birthday drunk. Now I want to. Alicia was gone. Alicia, it is hot in this room. But it was pretty cold where you were.
It's really cold.
Really cold. Sundance.
Good transition.
I love that transition.
Good segue.
Let's talk about Sundance. Give us a breakdown. Like, take us through it. What happened? You went for AMC Movie Talk. You were there with Amy Rose.
Yeah. We were there for AMC Independent.
What'd you like? What was good? What was shit?
Well, we set ourselves the goal, and we called ourselves heroes at the end when we achieved it, because pretty much we are. We saw 20 films in 6 days.
Oh, good for you.
I know, you feel really sorry for me. It was really tough. But so the film that everybody is talking about, the one that made a lot of money, it got picked up by Fox Searchlight, is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
What's that?
The only one I didn't see.
Oh, who's in that?
It's a young cast, no one that you've heard of, and it was one of these movies that came out of Sundance.
Alex, the good, the bad, and the
and the no good.
Yeah.
Well, people describe it as Fault in the Stars if it were directed by Wes Anderson. Which sounds really interesting. So it's about a group of kids who remake classic movies and iconic movies.
How do you miss that movie?
I don't know. And one of them has leukemia.
Oh, man.
So apparently at the end of the premiere, standing ovation, not a dry eye in the house, and it was bought by Fox Searchlight for $7 million.
And when's that coming out?
So at some point. So Fox Searchlight have it, and then they will distribute it.
Next year?
This year. I think they'll be pushing that for Oscars next year.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. When you go to Sundance... because I'm never invited. When you're there, do they give you like a pamphlet or something, or you just go online and you look at all the different movie options you have? How many total films? You saw 20, which is commendable.
Yeah.
How many total films play at
200.
Sundance? 200. And so you, as the you got to look and be like, I think this is the better one here. It's kind of like going to the Olympics.
We sat
you can
down
only see certain events
with our schedule, as I say, and we figured out which ones we could see, and all you have to go off is the synopsis and the cast names and the
you
director.
saw the synopsis for the kids making classic
movies.
movies.
And why did I miss that? I don't know. But then what happens at Sundance, as soon as a movie plays and gets big buzz, then it's impossible to get into any other screenings. I lined up for the Scientology documentary, which is one that I really liked.
Scott Mantz tweeted about that,
for an hour and a half.
And what is that?
Beforehand.
So how does it... Because Scientology is such a touchy subject for a lot of different people.
Yeah.
How do they portray this in the documentary?
It's by Alex Gibney, who did Taxi to the Dark Side, and also The Armstrong Lie, the Lance Armstrong.
The Armstrong Lie is great.
Documentary,
yeah.
and he interviews 8 different former members of the Scientology Church, and a lot of them were quite high up in the organization, and one of them is actually director Paul Haggis. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So they talk about their experiences with it, and you get to learn about Scientology. I didn't know anything about Scientology, so I found it really interesting. The different levels you get to, and then when they announce the Xenu thing, there's different thetan levels.
I gotta see this.
And they talked about Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
I gotta see this movie.
Fascinating.
Can Tom Cruise and Nicole can Tom sue these people because they're talking about him and his religion? He's very touchy about that.
Yeah, because it's people who worked with him and audited him, so they are privy to all his secrets.
Are all the movies that play at Sundance, are some of them picked up by
some
studios?
Some of them are picked up and some of them aren't.
So like with a situation like the other film you were talking about, is that literally a situation where there's people from Fox Searchlight that are in the theater, they see the movie, and then they run out and they're like, we gotta buy this.
Yeah, they start bidding on it.
So another film that I really loved, which was my favorite of what I saw at Sundance, is called Dope. And after that played, 7 different studios were bidding.
What is that?
Until
So tell us about it.
Open Road won. So it's about 3 kids who grew up in Inglewood, but they're good kids. They love 90s hip-hop, but it's set in modern-day times. And then they get involved in this drug situation where they have to offload a lot of drugs. It's really funny. It's very stylish. It moves at a great pace.
How many
and
Naughty
just so
by
much
Nature
fun.
songs on the soundtrack?
There's a lot, because it's a lot of 90s hip-hop, so I love
Down
that.
with OPP.
Yeah,
Really
so
nice.
that one...
Who's in it? Sorry.
It's it's a cast.
Unknowns.
The only one I recognised was the guy who played Zero in Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh.
And he's one of the
Ken
fans.
loves that movie.
Yeah, he does not.
Look at Ken's face.
And Zoe Kravitz is in it as well. And it was produced by Pharrell Williams and P. Diddy.
Oh, wow.
The guy from Workaholics, Blake.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Workaholics.
So-
That's
okay.
a film that won't get a lot of Oscar buzz, but it's really fun to watch. But the 2 performances that I think we'll be talking about next year with the Oscars, I know it's early to say, but I'm going to put everything on the line
Well, but
and
the reason
say...
why, let me stop for a second. The reason why is because it's not necessarily, because a lot of these movies, the Oscar movies that you saw in Sundance, could potentially come out in the Oscar season around October or November or something.
Whiplash and Boyhood played last
Correct,
year, so
right.
that's an example. So Sarah Silverman stars in a movie called I Smile Back, and this is her Cake.
Wow.
It's a very dramatic role. She plays a mother who is struggling with depression and addiction. She's struggling with drugs. She's sleeping with other guys, and she's trying to get her life back together. She is incredible.
Really? What's the name of the picture?
I Smile Back.
Okay, all right.
And she blew me away. She's so good. It's unbelievable. Another comedic actor who's really good, Jason Segel, in The End of the Tour, and he plays author David Foster Wallace, who I've tried to read Infinite Jest a million times and I can't. But it's him and Jesse Eisenberg, and Jesse Eisenberg plays a Rolling Stone reporter who spent a week with David Foster Wallace, and it's about that. And that is from James Ponsoldt, who
So
did
who's getting nominated for that
Spectacular
one?
Now.
Think Eisenberg?
Jason Segel.
Oh, Segel, you
He's
think?
amazing.
You think Segel could get nominated?
Yes.
Wow. That's a
This
bold
is the film
predictions
that
from the
will
Malone.
turn you around to him as an actor.
Wow, okay.
He is fantastic.
This is great insider information we got. I can't wait. We're going to play this again, around Oscar season next year,
Yeah.
to see how accurate you were. What I liked about this segment is that Christian didn't make any bets with you.
No, I didn't, but I will. Hey, Ace, do me a favor. Where's Ace? Is he still running? You look in the chat board. There's a person in there. I want you to ban them, kick them out of the room, and if you keep doing it, then I want to shut down the whole chat.
Whoa!
Yeah. So, anyway, so
Daddy's home and he's been
people
drinking.
are saying Silverman is not an actress. Trust me, I didn't think that she could do this, but she's amazing.
All right.
You'll see the
We'll
movie,
see.
and you forget it.
So make sure
straight away.
Sundance. So Sundance, that's one to watch.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned, I always thought Sarah Silverman had a performance
That
like
dark
that in
side
her.
to
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. A lot of comics do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm just a fun drunk uncle, but a lot of other ones.
Well, that was
so the ones I
Sundance.
loved were Dope, Going Clear, the Scientology documentary. There was a Marlon Brando documentary that I loved, of course, and then there was a really fun rom-com called Sleeping with Other People, which I think Ken would love, because
Really?
it's like Harry Met Sally.
Well, was there one that you never saw with anybody else? No one. All right. Was there any movie that people were talking about that was there's a lot of buzz around this one, and then it just fell flat?
Yeah, there were quite a few this year, actually. There's a lot of films that people were really excited about, like Joe Swanberg's Digging for Fire, and he did Drinking Buddies, and people were really expecting a lot from it, and it was okay. It was just meh. Mississippi Grind, which stars Ryan Reynolds and Ben Mendelsohn, I really liked
Ben
it.
Mendelsohn's the best. We just saw in
Ben Mendelsohn.
Black
He's so
Sea.
good.
Fantastic
and
and
that's
everything.
by the directors of Half Nelson. And so people were expecting a lot. I still liked it, but a lot of people didn't.
I got a question for you about the whole Sundance experience, because you go there, and let's face it, it's not just about seeing movies, it's about hobnobbing. It's about rubbing elbows with celebrities, going out to the parties, getting drunk with people, hooking up with
I didn't
famous...
do any of that.
No?
I was working from 7
she
a.m.
saw
till
20
1
movies.
a.m. And I had no
she's not
time.
in the coal mines, Christian. She's sitting down watching
20
movies.
but
you can
that's
go
hour-
out.
dude, that's hours upon hours of time.
Dude, you and me, do you think we wouldn't be going out at night?
We wouldn't
to
have seen
Sundance?
20 movies. I'm
probably
telling you,
would've seen 20 movies.
You would have been like, you would have said, we can skip that one.
Dude, I'm tired today. I had to do morning
Yeah,
radio,
9
and I
a.m.
interviewed
screening.
Booger, and I was I was exhausted.
And then we got to go
afterwards.
see The Loft after this. So,
No, I didn't go to any parties.
You didn't go to any parties, but is that like a thing that's like that's a to do there?
There's a whole other side to Sundance. There's the films, and then there's a side that Robert Redford hates, and that is the party side and the swag suites and all the people from LA who come. They don't see any movies, and they just go and party. And they have pop-up nightclubs like Tao, places like that, where people line up for hours. And
I did it, Ace. I did it, Ace. I just did it.
The big question that all of our viewers want to know is that, yes, you went to Sundance. Yes, you saw a lot of movies. Didn't go to a lot of parties. Did you play some Tetris?
Oh yeah, I played Tetris.
Are you ready to battle again, or what?
I'm getting worse.
Oh, you're getting worse.
I'm terrible.
You're atrophying.
But I love it,
All
and
right.
I was so sad to give it back to you.
Well, you got it back, and so what else is coming back is Upham's Corner. You missed Upham's Corner last week.
I've never experienced that. Look, I leave town, Finstock dies, and Upham gets promoted.
Yeah.
I should leave town more often.
Upham had a great segment last week. So what he's going to do is he has a question, and we just have to answer it. And then after that, by the way, to follow up, we're going to play Schmoes Choice tonight as well, too.
Well, when we come back from break 2, I think the lead into Upham's Corner should be, I have a few words for the boys that made movie night. It's JTE, Cobster, and Cody. So we can do that after the break. But
Yes.
my God,
The big team.
I have some things to say about movie night.
Great.
You know what? Yeah, we'll talk about it after Upham for sure. All right, Upham, get your ass in here. Let's talk about this. Is Upham's Corner. For those of you who didn't watch last week, Upham has a series of questions that he came up with, and then he's going to ask us at the table. We're going to talk about it. We'll throw to Riley and Birthday Drunk in a second. Let's get to Upham's Corner. And by the way, JTE, Upham, whoever, you guys are making short films on Schmo Plus. I would like an intro segment. I mean, for Upham's Corner now too. You guys come up with it. I asked you to do this last week, you hump, and you didn't do it.
Next week.
So next week, is it going to actually? What the hell was that?
I have no idea what that was.
That was good. So let's do that. I want to do an Upham's Corner theme. Here it is. Upham, give us our first one.
All right, so the Super Bowl spots have just been released. Which movies are getting which spots? And which movie are you most disappointed that didn't get a commercial?
I mean, I think it's pretty easy to say. So the question on the table is, out of all the ones that were announced, Riley, help me out here. The ones that were announced were Tomorrowland,
Jurassic World. We wrote an article
Insurgent.
on it. Insurgent, and my internet.
Divergent's having one.
Oh, Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ted 2 they're going to show as well too.
Ted 2?
Ted 2's already out.
We already got the trailer for the
came out today.
Terminator and Ted 2. So.
Well, Terminator was a short one.
No, that was Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland gave a little.
But Terminator was only like 25 seconds.
But
that's it.
They're billing it as the one that's showing.
Well, that's garbage.
And it was.
Well, the answer. I mean, for me, obviously, the answer is well, it's both. It's Star Wars. I mean, I know that we're not going to get that. We're probably not going to get it for a little bit. But I mean, I would have liked to seen a little bit of a teaser for Star Wars during the Super Bowl, for God's sakes.
I'm going to disagree with you for this reason, because Star Wars is such a property near and dear to my heart, to where I'm a really big football fan. Even if the Redskins aren't playing, I get into the game. I don't care that much about the commercials, and I love seeing trailers for movies during the Super Bowl. But with something like Star Wars, that's an experience, and I don't want
25 seconds.
If you're in a Super Bowl party and that trailer comes on, and you got a bunch of people yapping and don't even know anything about the game, or that there's too much noise, there's too much chaos going on. What I will say is that I think that you could have made a really cool play, because Mission Impossible 5 in Ken's news, it was just announced.
That's
it got
the one
bumped
I
up.
want to see. I'd love to see something from
call.
Mission Impossible 5.
If you recall, the Seahawks lost the Super Bowl to Josh's Pittsburgh Steelers, and that year they ran a Mission Impossible 3 trailer, and it's the first time you saw Tom Cruise sitting in a chair looking angrily at Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was like, that movie looks really cool.
Yes.
By the way, that was made by J.J. Abrams, who's doing that Star Wars.
That's
film.
the one I'd love to see.
Schmoeville is saying Batman vs Superman. They're saying Fantastic Four.
That would set the world on fire.
What's the difference between Batman and Superman and Star Wars?
Okay, dear, I would get excited. I would get excited to see it. It's not like I don't want to see Star Wars. I would get excited.
Yeah, but it's the same scenario, though.
But the fact that it's such an off-the-board play, that Batman Superman, that it's like it's over a year away, and they show something that would be that would.
And Matthew Becker says The Revenant.
The Revenant would be a good one too. Riley, how about yourself? What do you think?
I was hoping, we talked about on Meet the Movie Press that there was like rumors of a Batman Superman. I would have really dug that.
It feels too early.
Because it reminds me of when they showed The Matrix Reloaded on that one Super Bowl, where it was like all the Mr. Smiths, and he was like fighting him, and everybody just went.
Yeah.
I can feel it's like heat vision.
You were scratching your chest and just looking like you just. Oh, I probably shouldn't have ate that. Yeah.
All right, fuck off.
Leave him alone. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, little guy. Do you have a trailer that you would have liked to seen?
I mean,
Caddyshack 3.
I want to see another Mad Max
trailer. Yeah, that's a good one. That's
the first one was so good.
Yeah.
I would love to see another one.
Some more Ant-Man things here. Pixar's Inside Out, good ones. All right, Ups, what's the next on the docket?
Well, since the Chris Pratt Indiana Jones thing came out this week,
Wait, say that again because your mic was off.
Since the Chris Pratt Indiana Jones thing that came out this week, who would make a better Indiana Jones replacement, Chris Pratt or Bradley Cooper? Or neither, or yeah.
I'm gonna say I'll echo Alicia's sentiments and I'll say Chris Pratt. I think that the character of Star-Lord is not too far off from the
Han
character
Solo.
of Indiana Jones.
It's Han Solo meets Indiana Jones, and I spoke to him for Guardians of the Galaxy. I said, "Who's your favorite character, Han Solo, Indiana Jones?" He said straight away, Indiana Jones.
I think that
Loves it.
I think he would nail that tone, and I'm not looking for somebody to do an impression of Harrison Ford. I'm looking for somebody to embody Indiana Jones, and there's a difference between there. I don't want somebody trying to be that dude. I look at Indiana Jones now as like a James Bond, where Daniel Craig and Sean Connery both played that role, and they put their own spin on it. You can put your own spin on Indiana Jones and still be faithful to the lore.
You need someone with the charm.
Well, Riley was shaking his head before, and I think I'm going to wind up being on the same page as Riley. Riley, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I mean, first, I think Indiana Jones, it's made of the template of James Bond. So we're going to see a new actor
As
sooner or
said
later.
in that book, too, by the way, yeah.
We're going to see it sooner or later. I have no doubt. However, I haven't seen Chris Pratt do anything. At first, I was excited, and I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. But that question, I would rather see Bradley Cooper, actually. He seems more Indiana Jones. Like, he has that wit, that dry wit, and then that rugged thing going on.
You want him bringing his fake babies into the
No, fake babies.
I mean, we've talked about this. This is my favorite trilogy of all time. I don't know. I feel like we might need like a few more years before we reboot this.
Before we do it.
But if we did it, I'd vote Chris Pratt.
You were Pratt. For me, it's funny. Our guests from last week, a lot of people are saying Anthony and Gruber for last. I love it. We just got to see if he can act. I mean, we'll see once that movie comes out, Age of Adeline. We're going to see, and he, maybe some people go, "Oops." But for me, I'm actually going with Riley here, and I think Bradley Cooper. I love Chris Pratt. I love Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris Pratt is an absolute movie star, and I think that we'll see a lot of great stuff he's going to do. But he's brought that Chris Pratt thing with him everywhere so far. Minus even he was even kind of funny in what
Zero Dark 30
for those moments when he was on. But Bradley Cooper, as you can see, can go into a serious mode. Not that Indiana Jones is super serious, but he seems a little more gruff, like Indiana Jones was. And we'll see what happens in Jurassic World. Pratt might play somebody that is gruff, and then we all say, "Oh, change your minds." But as of right now, today, and they're both a little bit too famous for me right now, because
that's my problem with Upham's stupid question.
But
I like the question.
But to be fair, Harrison Ford was pretty. I mean, he wasn't replacing anybody.
Harrison Ford was a star, but it's also like that was the introduction to that character. I think that if you put a gun to my head today, I'm picking Chris Pratt because I've heard of him. There could be a lot of actors that are out there in the next 3 years before this thing gets off the ground that I think could be better.
Yeah, but the thing is that this report that came out is that Pratt, they're already circling Pratt. Like, they want to really lock him into.
I love how they say circling. Like Hollywood's just a bunch of vultures.
Like
But the fact that when you ask Pratt that question, he jumped at Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
He's got the power right now to where if he, like I was asking Katie before, he's able to position himself and go, "Hey, what's going on with Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Get me in a meeting," because you can tell he's probably the most charming guy on the planet.
Oh yeah.
So I think out of the two of them, you're probably going to see Pratt play him.
He doesn't have Carl Urban lips.
That's true. Uphams, what do you got?
All right, so who do you think will be more loved in the geek culture by the end of this year? Joss Whedon or J.J. Abrams?
Ooh.
That's a great
Avengers
question.
2 or Star Wars? I'd say JJ.
It's going to be more loved?
Yeah, because I think he's going to do a really great job at Star Wars, and then people are going to love. Like, I knew nothing about Star Trek, but I loved the Star Trek movies. I don't know much about Star Wars, but I have a feeling I'll like this one.
God, that's a good question. I take back everything I said about your stupid question last time.
If Joss Whedon brings out something good for a second time, then that's...
Well, I know it's tough. So Alicia, right now you're saying JJ. I want to put Jeté on the mic and put the camera on yourself, you animal. Who do you think by the end of this? And I want you to say both their names for me. Can you say both their names?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams and Joss Whedon. Josh Whedon. It's not Josh. It's Joss.
No, it's Joss.
It's Joss. Unbelievable. Okay.
Joshua Whedon?
It's not Joshua.
No.
I know, I'm joking.
No, you're not. It's Willie the Bull.
Willie the Bull.
All right, Willie, listen. So, out of those two, who will be the most beloved by the end of this year?
I'm going to go ahead and say J.J. Abrams because of what he actually has to fix, which is the prequels. And, I mean, those things, it left a bad taste in your mouth. And everyone has wanted to see a Star Wars movie done without George Lucas at the helm, I would say, because of the prequels.
Yeah.
Whereas he's already made a great Avengers movie. I mean, we love him already. So I think I'll go with that.
All right, Ellis.
I am going to go with J.J. Abrams in double overtime, I'll tell you why. Because I think that you can spread the praise out for the Avengers a little bit more, because there were other directors that made great individual films with that, like the first time, like Favreau did, and Kenneth Branagh. And so you had these other guys that contributed to the overall process, whereas J.J. comes in and he is the figurehead, taking over for the figurehead of figureheads. So I think if the movies are comparable quality-wise, I'm giving it to JJ, but now it's in triple overtime. God, that's close.
McCooks?
Here's the thing, is you only have 6 days to judge Abrams, and you have a whole...
6 days, what do you mean?
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year.
Right.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Right? So you only have 6 days to
You got
judge
2 weeks.
Abrams.
You got 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
but still.
You're taking this to heart, the question.
Well, I mean,
But it's
listen,
true.
you have a whole fall
It's
to
true,
go like,
yeah.
well, Avengers was good, and then this is kind of like you're dating a girl for a year, right? And then you meet this like beautiful girl right before New Year's, and like
Brazilian.
It's like The Affair.
Yeah, exactly like The Affair.
Good show, by the way.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to go with Abrams. I think we've been waiting for this for so friggin' long.
I know.
If you asked me 2 weeks after I saw The Phantom Menace for the first time if I loved the movie, I would have said yeah. So I think that by your rationale...
Are we going to get jaded?
That it's going to be JJ. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this year, Josh. I hope we're still friends.
Riley. You're in this thing. You know what the fans are talking about with Joss Whedon and what's going on with the anticipation for Ultron, and even last week we put it on the channel last week, the debate that we had with Upton's Corner with the opening weekend. What's going to have a better opening weekend, Star Wars or Avengers, and it's split. So at the end, who is going to be the most beloved by the geek culture?
I still think it's JJ.
Yeah,
I think I totally agree with JT. Good points, dude. He's got to right the ship.
Yeah.
And if he does that, Joss Whedon is not going to be in the conversation. They're going to be talking about JJ.
Right. So
He will.
For me,
and I think he will.
For me, you got to realize that even listening to Whedon's comments the other day, the guy is so in the zone with the Avengers and Avengers 2, talking about when he's writing for Ultron.
He's very smart.
He's going dark. Fans love when you go dark.
But he's continuing the story in the way that we like every trailer or everything you see, you get more and more hyped for this, and you realize. And the other thing that you have to realize what Whedon's going to do, hopefully, is bring in one of the biggest problems with the Marvel universe is that they haven't had a concrete villain. The biggest villain has been Loki. A good villain, and he's on the fence here and there. There hasn't been a really concrete villain, and Thanos is coming up. And if he's able to bring us Ultron in a way that the fans go crazy for, and even maybe not the hardcore Star Wars fan, they're going to love him. However, Star Wars, already what it has done in the trailer, if it's good, not great, if it's good,
then you'll love it.
I don't care if it has 4 days left. People are going to be losing their minds talking about, look what people were doing over that teaser trailer that showed nothing. Myself, I'm guilty with doing 20
hours,
25 minutes, and if I'll be losing my mind if the thing is great. So he, like JTE said, will have restored the faith and put Star Wars back on the map.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
My faith is not.
So you're going JJ,
I'm going JJ.
I think
I
that let's just hope by the end of this year fans are happy with everybody. Unfortunately, our fans aren't going to be thrilled with us because we got to take a break right now.
We do?
Yeah, I thought we.
No break.
Ken gave me the break sign.
No, we're not doing breaks.
I got the break sign.
No breaks.
Ken gave me the break sign.
We're good. We
roll in right through.
Ken, you clearly looked me in the eye and you did the break sign.
No.
Does this mean something? In the week that I left, does this mean Finstock's just still dead?
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
I got to overrule you tonight. I got to overrule you because we got to
take a break and relax and go to the bathroom.
You got to take. Who's got to take a dump? You do. You don't even have a microphone on. Go have a blast. What?
I do.
All right, enjoy yourself.
Hey, can somebody give me a ride to LAX? You got
to do something.
Can I get another drink?
Yeah, come on, Ace. Where are you?
Okay, then you know what? If we're not taking a break, then I'm going to take up umbrage with Christian real quick because I watched the show last week. Chuck. And I saw something you said.
What I said?
When you guys were having your debate, because you love box office. You love arguing box office.
I do.
You said I know how much you love Star Wars.
Yes.
You said, Christian Harloff said that he thinks Avengers is going to make more money at the box office than Star Wars.
Opening weekend.
And
not overall.
And I
Opening weekend.
And I think you are
That surprises me.
dead wrong.
I will bet this is another bet. I will place a bet with you.
Dead wrong.
Here's why. And I didn't really get to explain
The
it as much.
3D thing.
Now you're already screwed.
Upham made the 3D comment, which I like. I agree. The 3D thing could kick it in favor of the Avengers. I still think Star Wars is going to be the winner.
Opening week. Here's what you have to realize. Okay, with the open, and I've talked to someone on the inside who also thinks, and this is someone pretty close to it.
Who's more inside than me?
But not if it was Finstock. He's dead. And also thinks Avengers will take opening weekend because of this reason. You have to realize that it's the first big movie of the summer, coming off of also one of the biggest movies as far as box office ever in the Avengers, the first Avengers.
Yes.
And sequels traditionally make more money. The biggest opening in December ever, I don't think ever even cracked 100 million.
Oh, well, how many Star Wars movies open in December?
will definitely break that record and will make in the hundreds for sure. It's just you have to realize as far as kids are out of. I mean, some kids are out of school in May. I mean, that's really not that much of an issue. But as far as it's the summer season where it's starting, December, it's not traditionally the big money weekends.
Here's what scares me.
It's maybe 100. I think 160 to 170, possibly 200. But I think that Avengers 2 is going to make like 215, 220.
Riley, can you look up what Avatar did, because that opened in December? I want to see what that did opening weekend. Now, look,
It's interesting because in Australia it's the opposite. December is the big movie month, and we don't have the summer season.
Is it
And
really?
Don't forget about 3D. Don't forget about 3D.
The
Star
3D
Wars is not
thing,
3D.
Cody made the 3D point, and I agree with that. The other thing that scares me is that Star Wars opening in December, sometimes like you look at what hit the Northeast this week with the blizzard. Like if weather can impact the film where people don't want to be out on the roads in certain parts of the country where it's snowing a lot.
I just feel like Star Wars is an event.
It is.
Like, I'm excited about it, and I don't really care about Star Wars.
Right.
But it's like everyone wants to go and be there and see it lots of times.
Oh yeah, here was my point. Now I remember.
Wait, go back to what you were saying. I didn't say but I didn't say overall.
But do
I said
you think
opening weekend.
if Star Wars was during summer, it would make more money
Yes.
than Avengers?
I think that it would probably be
That's
neck and neck, and maybe, but I still prefer it coming out in December, because I think it will make more money being out in December than it will in the summer, because you don't have all these piranhas. It's like, look,
Right,
especially now that Mission Impossible's out of there, it's got nothing. It's got nothing. What?
No, you
What's that?
you just admitted it. You said that you like Thor better than Luke Skywalker. Here's my point, okay? Here's the main reason why. Take that look off your face. I need you to focus on me. I need you to focus on me here, okay? Is that Alicia said Star Wars is an event. Now look, I might go see the Avengers 3 times in the theater.
Yeah.
If I really like it, I might see it 5 times in the theater if I really like it. That's going to be spread out over a couple weeks. Star Wars, I might see 5 times that weekend. Star Wars is the ride that you want to get back on immediately. You don't go see Star Wars and then go home for a week, then go see it again. I think the Avengers, I think Star Wars is going to get more repeat dollars from individuals than it will from than Avengers will.
Yeah, listen, we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, because I mean, as much as I want to see the Avengers, and I hope it does amazing, and I can't wait. It's one of my most anticipated. I think it's going to be number 2 on my list. I want Star Wars obviously to make it. I just think for where it is, and because of 3D prices, and because it's the opening movie, and there are not a lot of big blockbusters yet coming out, and that's the first big one, and everyone is waiting. I just think that it's going to be Avengers. You got something, Makoos?
It's sort of like regular season versus Super Bowl.
JTE. All right, go ahead.
It's sort of like regular season versus Super Bowl. You have regular season is the Avengers, right? It's like a big matchup between like the Patriots and the Steelers, Week 12, based on like an AFC Championship possible playoff meeting. Then you have Star Wars is going to be the Super Bowl. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's going to go. Like my parents, if Star Wars came out Christmas weekend or whatever, my parents would be like, okay, we're gonna eat dinner a little early and we're gonna go Star Wars. I
think that generation too that didn't grow up with their kids watching the Avengers. They grew up with their kids watching StarArs. Like my mom isn't gonna go see Avengers opening weekend. She's gonna go see Star Wars opening weekend.
But your mom is not that 15,
what do you say about my mom?
What do you say? That 15, 16-year-old kid who wants to, like we talked about this. We talked about it a lot last week too. We got to move on from it. We got to move on. Upham.
No more football analogies.
You got one more, and then we're gonna play Schmoes Choice.
Yeah, I'll do one more.
Ken's tie is losing. Ken's tie is off.
Yeah.
Ken's tie is off.
Lost it. You don't want to take a break? Come out of here.
The Russian's cut. The Russian is cut.
Okay. All right, get up here. Come sit up here. You play Schmoes Choice with us. Yeah. Pit Boss joining the table tonight.
Yay.
All right. Upham. All right, last one.
Look how handsome that guy is.
All right, real quick. The Fantastic Four trailer just came out. Will this movie actually be good?
The which one?
The Fantastic Four.
Four.
Very polarizing
Will
reaction.
Fantastic Four be good? All right, now I'm going to get myself in trouble again.
I'll let you go. I'll let you kick off
first. Look, this is the second this trailer came out because of my thoughts on AMC and things. This is my history with this movie. When it first was announced and everybody was so worried about. It's not following Marvel. It's not following the comics. It's not following everything. Doom looks horrible. It's going to be terrible. But this is before the trailer came out. This is when they announced it, and I go, you know what? Stop. This movie. It's got the director of Chronicle. Yeah. It's got the writer of Days of Future Past. This movie is going.
It's got the cast.
It's got a great cast. It's got a chance to be awesome. And I was. If you go back and you watch, I was praising it. And then I know people are like, don't just listen to rumors. Rumors don't mean anything. When you hear it enough but at certain times, like if you hear from certain people, I was sitting next to someone who has said certain things and a reporter and has done certain things and been on the inside and has nailed it 95% of the times when he does stories and when he does leaks. And he told me, sitting there at the theater one day, this thing is a fucking mess. He said they are so unhappy with Trank. And this guy he's not a rumor guy. He's not a guy who just throws stuff out. He is a guy that checks sources, does all this stuff.
It was Donald Sutherland on a park bench just whispering about Black Ops.
But it was a guy that I'm saying, whoa, that turned me that night. And I'm going, whoa,
I was trying not to listen.
I know you were there. And I'm going, whoa, that really, like hearing it from him, I'm going, whoa, maybe this is legit. And then not even 3 days later, not him, somebody else reports the same thing I had just heard from that guy. And I'm like, oh no. And then like 3 days later, I hear it again from a different source. And I'm like, this is when you start to go, uh-oh. Because then you start to hear stuff. So I don't know. And then there was no trailer for a long time. So the answer as far as the question, the trailer itself, I really enjoyed. I liked it a lot. I thought, had I never heard any of those things from those people or saw those reports, I would be singing a song of like, this movie looks like it's going to be fucking awesome. I don't know. I'm hesitant.
I will. I'll tell you this: is that problems on movie sets don't necessarily doom the final product, because you can have a lot of trouble, and it doesn't matter what happened as long as the product on screen for 2 hours is cool. Then the movie's going to be good. After seeing this trailer, because I've heard all that crap too, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. Right. I try not to think about it too much because I want to. I
hope it's wrong.
Because I want to see the product. I saw the trailer for Fantastic Four, and I've never been a Fantastic Four guy. Never been a fan. Never cared about him. I thought it was a little cheesy when I was a kid. I'm more of a Punisher guy than a Fantastic Four guy. Saw the trailer. I'm locked in. Cody, I think it's going to be good.
What do you think, Alicia?
I think it'll be good. I think they had to do something different from the first one, so they've gone very serious. Mm-hmm. But I trust in Josh Trank because I loved Chronicle, and that cast is brilliant. So I think it'll be good.
Let's ask your boyfriend,
Kenny.
My boyfriend.
I really trusted Max Landis's work in Chronicle, maybe more than Trank's execution of it, but I know Trank has a good reputation. He's a good dude. I think that Brad Pitt should have played Indiana Jones.
Brad Pitt.
And Star Wars.
Actually, we have an article coming out on the website. You don't even know yet, by Mike Beatrice, who's come out of hibernation of a young daughter, who has it's an article titled "Fuck Chris Pratt," and it makes a case for Brad Pitt.
But he's not anti-Pratt.
Wow. He's not anti-Pratt. But when you're done with it, if you think Chris Pratt should be Indiana Jones, you won't think anymore.
Mike Beatrice.
Great. When's that coming out?
This is the first I've heard.
Well,
anyways, Fantastic Four.
All right, so it's going to be a bit of an early show tonight. We got to wrap a little early here, but so we're going to play one thing of Schmoes Choice real quick. And hey, what's that Twitter handle again?
It was
Future Boy.
Okay, here's what I want you guys to do out in Schmoeville. Even if you're watching this on a repeat, you're not watching it live. I want you guys to tweet at Future Boy, who wrote this book, How Star Wars Conquered the Universe. It is a must-read for not only Star Wars fans, for film fans. You should read it. At Future Boy, tell him he has to be on the Schmoes No Show to talk about the book, because I want him to get bombarded by Schmoeville to go, oh, wait a minute. So just do that.
I can't wait. You know I'm not a big fan of reading. I'm going to read that.
You should read
That's
that.
That's going to be on my...
You can read it in the toilet.
It's going to be on the back of my toilet.
All right, not if you're going to have my book, please.
All right, let's do one Schmoes Choice here, JT, for the whole table. Hit us.
All right, doing one. We're going to do two 90s classic. I mean, some of the best action films from the 90s were True Lies or The Rock.
Easy.
Ooh, True Lies or The Rock. It's not easy.
That is easy for me.
Not easy for me.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I saw True Lies 5 times in the theater. Love that movie. Love The Rock, but True Lies.
Okay. Damn it. Any reason why, real quick?
True Lies was just a fun, madcap, crazy adventure.
All right.
Are we judging these on film overall or action movie?
Which one do you want to keep? The only one you get to keep. Come on. Let's go. This is...
Because Tom Arnold, it just puts it over the top. I always said The Rock is the best action movie of the 90s, but Tom Arnold's performance in True Lies.
So you're keeping True Lies.
Going True Lies.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah!
I love The Rock. Yeah.
Okay.
So fun.
Never mind, I want
Riley.
The Rock now.
No, True Lies.
McCougs?
Hands down.
The Rock.
I am also. I'm going
The Rock.
to say, strangely enough, The Rock.
Man.
Why? Because it's Michael Bay's only good movie.
Yeah,
Why you're gonna get mad at Michael Bay's only good movie? Bad Boys, the first one's fine. But
that's like picking your best shit.
But that's no. Come on, The Rock is a great
The
movie.
Rock is well made.
It's
so
well
good.
made, but I mean, True
It's
Lies.
fun.
True Lies is good, and I like it a lot. But it's just because
Yeah, I love
there
The
are
Rock.
some other fantastic Arnold movies that you could keep instead of it.
Stanley doesn't even like to swim.
That's true. JT, what would you take?
I would probably go with The Rock, but it's tough, man. I rewatched True Lies recently, and some of the effects don't really stand up well. And The Rock, you watch it, and
Yeah.
it still stands.
Yeah, all right, Cody.
Probably go The Rock.
The Rock.
It's more fun.
Ace.
I would also go The Rock.
That's one of the toughest choices.
We don't have any more. We don't have any more time here, JT.
We can squeeze one more in.
All right, just do one more.
All right, 2 horror films. I'm not sure if you saw this one.
Horror films?
Harloff? Horror film.
Horror films.
Horror.
Pretty Woman.
Would you take The Conjuring or The Babadook?
Oh, wait, hold on. Breaking story here. Riley, what do you got?
Yeah,
Breaking story.
now this is a rumor from Total Geeks, the website that just broke an exclusive, but they're saying that Orphan Black, right?
Yeah.
Tatiana
the lead
Maslany.
is now been cast in the
In the
first
spin-off.
standalone.
Did they say what the standalone is?
They haven't said.
Go
They
read the
just
article.
said
It's up on
it's on
schmoes.com right
it's on
now.
schmoes.com.
So it's a rumor that she would have beat out Rooney Mara.
Yeah, Rooney
Wow.
Mara and all the
Black
rest.
Fly,
They
Orphan
say,
Black, awesome.
yeah, they're saying that she was testing, and they're saying that she blew everyone away.
Wow.
She's going to be
Okay.
Boba Fett.
So
All right.
yeah,
No way.
so check it out. Just wanted to say that because it's Star Wars.
All right. So I guess we got to wrap it. We got to wrap it up tonight. Okay. So it's a little bit of a shorter episode tonight. I'd like to thank Katee Sackhoff, Alicia Malone back in the house. Big Red. Follow her. Watch
I'm
profiles.
never leaving again.
That's right. Watch Guilty Movie Pleasures with the Wild Man. Wish the Wild Man a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Right. Make sure you check out Mark Riley on schmoes.com, the Pit Boss. You can check out his show that we have the Knapsack Files on our show as well as the Jedi Alliance and JTE Box Office Breakdown. You got the Ace. Oh yeah, and you know what? We didn't get to talk about the short film that these kids did. They were amazing.
Excellent.
It was really good. It was called Movie Night. You check that out on Schmo Plus.
I hope I'm that funny when I'm at Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida, next Thursday through Saturday. Side Splitters, Tampa, Florida.
Next week, very special guest host Mark will be out, and Jeremy Johns will be my co-host.
What? No,
live in
I'm
studio.
canceling my gig. I'm staying now.
Jeremy's going to be live in studio, where he's going to be on the show. Make sure you check that out for sure. We'll be shooting some You Reviewer stuff while he's here. And go ahead and tweet out Future Boy. And if you guys have been watching this show, whether it's live, whether it's again on Schmoes Podcast the next day, tell your friends about it. Share it. Do all that stuff. Like it. Keep commenting. You guys are the best.
Say hi to us at the airport.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace out, Mother F's.
Bye.
For producers Christian Harloff, Mark Ellis, and the entire Schmoes Know crew, we'd like to thank you for listening to the Schmoes Know Movie Show. Promotional consideration provided by the following: Josh Bakuga's Drinking Problem and schmoesknow.com. Special thanks to Kevin Undergaro, Maria Menounos, the author of Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, in stores now. To watch or listen to other Schmoes episodes, get movie news, and join the conversation, be sure to visit schmoesknow.com. The views expressed were the opinions of the host and do not necessarily reflect the views of the network, especially anything Ken Knapsack said. I'm the Pit Boss, and this has been a presentation of Schmoes Know.